Wow, Lord.
Yes. Yeah.
We ready?
We're going to count it down.
All right. Quiet on set. Go live on the first segment. First segment will be 12 minutes.
Okay, let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, St. Louis? Tag a friend and bring him in. Tag a friend and bring them in. That's Sister Felicia Hampton's favorite saying.
That's her saying.
You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah, AM. I'm joined with my right-hand man. Brother Anthony Shahid. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Mary Bosley. Thank you so much. I'm always honored and thankful that you gave us an opportunity and you give us an opportunity to be able to come on the show with you and put some things out. And for the brothers and sisters out there, I always say Assalamu alaikum, and we always say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, with Allah's name. What about Sister Secretary? You want to always use her phrase, but you got to get
I use Sister Felicia Hampton. Is she on assignment?
She's on special assignment,
but
I tell you what she did do before
what
she did what
did she do?
She came and set everything up.
Okay, well, that's what's up.
She set everything up.
That's what.
And I want to say something too about Brother Boeski, but I want you to say it. But I'm gonna let you introduce Brother Boeski for us. Bombay. Wait, I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Bombay Boeski.
Brother Bombay Boeski.
Bombay Boeski. That's right. A young brother that's a graphics expert, talented individual. Has a lot of stuff going on for himself. Is producing this show right now for us.
I ain't no secret.
They don't see him, but he is the glue that's holding it all together right now.
Praise to Allah. That's beautiful
right.
there. And I want to also, and then we're going to introduce the young brother that I'm really impressed that really Bombay is brought to the forefront. So I don't like trying to take credit for nothing I haven't did.
Right.
But I want to give a shout out to Sister Senator Karla May before we talk about Brother Steve. And I'm going to tell you, one of the brothers just looked it up and say, from a youngster, she was always doing this work, but at least 14, 15, close to 16 years now, she's been in position from state representative to senator. And at some point, Mary, I want us to, and you can think about how we want to do it. We're going to honor her today, but we want to honor her for the work that she's done. And what I like about her, she's never left the show with you. You know, most of our people, I was going to say Negroes, but whatever.
That's all right, be kind.
Yeah, be kind for a minute. It ain't gonna last long. I tell you this here, they would leave us because once they get to these positions, they forget the community where they came from.
Right.
She's never forgot where she's come from, and she's always working and fighting for her people. She's fighting for everybody in her district and all that. She don't do that because she's a senator, but she haven't forgot black people. And a lot of them get there, they forget black people and who black people are.
That's right. That's why we going all the way
with Karla May. All the way.
All the way with Karla May.
Martin, also this morning to our left, a young brother, Brother Bombay Boeski, brought in. That's going to be doing 2 or 3 things. Brother Steve. Brother Steve is what you call he's a multimedia owner, but this brother here does films. And he's somebody's family member, and I don't like to throw people's names out, but that's not why he's here. He's here because of his own credentials. And he's going to take us to another level. He specializes in pushing and marketing, and those are the things we need. Plus, he's young. And when I first saw him, I thought he's about 24 years old. I'm not going to put his age out, but that's what you've been blessed to do with all of us, give young people a chance. That's so, right. Brother Steve, would you jump in here and say something in this first segment with us, please?
Of course. First off,
thank you this morning. I'm sorry, I should have said thank you for coming in and live in person this morning, this Saturday morning. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would like to extend that thank you and tell you and Freeman.
I say Mayor Bosley. I don't know how you're going to say that. Out of respect in front of me.
Bosley.
Come on, Mayor Bosley.
Humbly.
That's called
Hands up, don't
that's called, Mayor.
I'd like to thank both of you guys for allowing me to be a guest and this great hospitality on y'all platform. This is extremely dope. I appreciate that.
Beautiful. Tell me just a second or two what you know in the next segment, so we're going to be talking about a few things.
Sure.
Tell me what it is that you do. I know. Yeah. But I want the people to know.
For sure. So I own a multimedia company.
Don't go so fast. I want them to hear this. A young man, black man.
What's the name of the company, bro?
So the name of my multimedia company is King Amongst Kings Media Group.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, King Amongst Kings Media Group. I'm a graduate from Webster University Film School. Got a master's degree in film directory.
That's cool.
And script writing. Started my multimedia company back in 2017, and I've been working for myself since 2019, full time. And it's a blessing for sure.
What's the name of that king of? Give me.
Yep, King Amongst Kings Media Group.
Mm.
Yeah.
I even like how that sound, man.
You sound like that. The name of your company sounds like something that might be interested in my autobiography or something like that. You know,
sure.
maybe a film of some sort.
For sure.
Well, wait, you sure put it out there.
So we trying to get that in.
Well, you know something, we should be doing this. This is the first black mayor of the city of St. Louis, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is me saying, I'm not speaking for the station, him or nobody. He didn't ask me. He says that Mayor Bosley put us on the map, and Mayor Bosley didn't forget he was black. That's the reason he damn near ain't in office. Sound crazy, but he did too much for the black community, and the white folks. Then they made a mistake because there's two of them running against each other, or damn near three of them,
Roboto, Villa,
Steve Roberts, all of them running, and Mayor Bosley allowed God to create a supreme being, bless him to get up in there. But what he made his business to do is to stay in this black community, and they wasn't ready for that. He was trying to tell me, hey, listen, everybody got to work together. And he even tried to give him something soft. He didn't go in there talking crazy like I talk, and gave him a piano key and said, you know, this is how you make music. And white folks said, we don't want no damn piano key.
White people didn't want it, and black people didn't want it.
Hold on, man, come on.
You know,
man,
you got to keep it real.
You gonna start that already?
Yes, sir.
Said he was bootlicking it, but he was, when I tell you, they wasn't ready for him to come into the black community because white folks had from Cervantes. I'm talking about some old dogs. This is me talking now. I'm talking about Conway. I'm talking about Shamos. So the mere fact Mayor Bosley come from a tsunami of racism and came in here talking about doing anything in the black community, it was an insult. They wanted him to come on in, and I'm going to say something else too because I got to get it off. The Veil of Prophet. This is an organization that's straight Ku Klux Klan. They told him, he wanted him and had some bootlicking Negroes to come visit him saying, you know, this is very important. This is prestige. And we're going to go and let you, even if you're married, we're going to let you go and ride, you know, and be in the front, the lead of this parade. So we want you to come. And the mere fact he didn't come, them white folks, I tell you how we going to do this. You done lost your damn mind. You think we're going to let you get this off? Yeah, and that's when one of the main reasons he's not the mayor of the city of St. Louis. If he would have came in and did like Harmon, this is me talking again. Harmon came in and he made sure he kept his nose exactly where it's, but he was brown nosing, and them white folks still didn't keep him in office.
Turned on him and turned him out.
Yes, sir.
Turned on him and turned him out. That's what's up.
So, Brother Steve, this is what you're gonna deal with. You know, so a lot of folks can't sit over there where you sit because it gets hot. Your seat is called a hot seat. Sometimes when a commercial break, they be, I gotta make a fun. Or either they forget they left the stove on, man, or they got to run home real quick because they say stuff. But we keep it real. We keep history going.
Yeah, I'm comfortable in this seat, though. I'm comfortable.
That's what we talking about. We want you comfortable all the time. We want you here on a regular basis to help us. Plus, we want you to help us tap into young people.
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about young people. That's really what he gave us a chance to do, to work with young people. If it wasn't for Mayor Bosley, he was one of the main reasons in the city of St. Louis that the Shahid youth group, the youth group that I'm a part of, got visibility. He's the reason that James Clark, and no taking nothing from James. It was Mayor Bosley that gave James Clark his credibility. It was Mayor Bosley who gave Mike McMillan his credibility. It was Mayor Bosley who gave Lord Jordan where he was. It was Mayor Bosley that gave Tim Person his credibility. See, it was Mayor Bosley who made us. It was Mayor Bosley who kept Anthony Shahid out front, like what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Mayor Bosley don't need me. Mayor Bosley don't need me.
I always need
no, stuff a lot. You can do it what you want. I'm keeping it real. But he gives us an opportunity to keep us out. Matter of fact, when he called me, I was being attacked like it's going out of style, dealing with the Jason Stockley case. And he told me, I tell you what, bro, once you come on in, I would say, Mayor Bosley, he say, Shahid, I want you on the radio with me.
That's right.
I said, damn, now here it is. When white folks play like I was like Columbus, I didn't even exist.
Well, here's one thing that I've always,
I wanted to hear you.
My father taught me, and I've learned, and I've learned well, and that is, there is no I in team. You hear what I'm saying? People are able to accomplish a lot of things, but a lot of people don't give credit where credit is due.
That's bad.
It's not about I. It's about we. What is it that we are able to accomplish? The Sudanese, they have a phrase that says, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Wow.
If you want to go far, go together.
Beautiful.
You see, and that's what I've always believed in, and that's why I've always tried to build a group of people.
Yes, sir.
A group of people
You've done
to
that.
accomplish the things that
You
I've
didn't
tried
try.
to do. Not just try to do it by myself, because I know that there's strength in numbers.
Yes, sir.
Strength in numbers,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
what you have to do. You have to acknowledge that and never forget it. Today, I wanted to talk just a little briefly. Those of you that aren't familiar with,
We got about
if
2
you
more
watch-
minutes in this segment,
If
but
you're
go ahead.
watching television, if you're watching the news, pay attention to the fact that there is redistricting
Yes.
going on.
That's serious.
Redistricting going on in the city and the county and the state. And now, what is redistricting? That is every 10 years when the census comes out, you have to redraw the boundaries of, like in the city, you redraw the boundaries of the ward. In the county, you redraw the boundaries of the county council. In the state, you redraw the boundaries of the Missouri Senate and the state reps. So everybody is kind of it's inside baseball for the most part, but it affects all of us. So right now, the aldermen, the state reps, council people, senators, they busy as bees right now working on maps,
are.
trying to draw maps and trying to figure out how everybody's going to come out. That is the key. They're trying to figure that. It is extremely important because the maps that they draw, the map that they draw for the city, the map that they draw for the county, the map that they draw for the state is going to be the map for the next 10 years.
Well, Mike, can we come back and talk about it? Because I think it's break time. Commercial
Talk
time.
about it. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600. Keep it on lock. Quit playing. Oh!
In that order.
That's dope.
I love Mary Bosley. We still live, my brother. And you can tell them on yours what to listen to, because it's important that we get this information out. Because I'm going to tell you, we give out critical information.
Yeah.
We give out information and we don't sit and sugarcoat it. When I was growing up, me and Mary Bosley, and we took some stuff called castor oil. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but it's okay. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just telling you, if you want to
And
get
cod
right,
liver oil.
yeah, and cod liver, if you want to get right when you're sick,
And Father John.
oh man, a 366.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you,
Those were the things. Yeah.
If you wanted to get well, it was nasty as hell, and you couldn't even take ice cream without vomiting after you took that. But when I tell you that next morning, you was gonna be straight. No, you was gonna be straight.
And my grandmama swore by one little ingredient, and that was baking soda and water.
Oh man,
Baking soda and water. She say, talking to my Margie, that boy don't look like he ain't feeling too good. Give him some baking soda and water. You know, he look like you got a headache, son. Yeah, take a little baking soda
but you know
and
what-
water.
you
You
know what-
tired? Take some baking soda
but
and
you
water.
know what's so deep about that, Brother Steve and Mary, and the listening audience? During that time, we was eating properly. So you could just about cure yourself from anything out of a garden. Because for the most part, you was eating out of a garden. Now, this food that we eat out, and I know these people going to say, but it's okay, it's like trash. It's not even trash that we're eating from. If you could go into some of these restaurants.
But my grandmother had a way of getting you together real quick. Because if the baking soda and water wasn't working, she'd say, boy, Margie, talking to my mother, Margie, that boy don't look right.
That didn't help at all.
She said, let's give him an enema.
Oh, man. Now that's why I got problems.
She said, give him an enema.
Oh, that's real.
You ain't feeling
So
good.
for the
son.
record,
let's give him an enema.
So for the record, that means somebody got to go up. Something got to go up in you.
Hey, but
and some gonna be loose or let loose.
Right. It would
That's
be,
rough.
and it would be, and you better once they give it to you and let you go, you got to make it to the toilet with the quickness
Immediately. Yeah.
Immediately.
As soon as it hit,
don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go straight right away.
Yeah, this
You
is
see,
it.
and then the thing about, and here's the other piece that I didn't know, and this is
We
This
keep
is
it real,
something
Brother
telling.
Steve.
Yeah,
This
there's
is,
something.
are we coming back yet? Well,
Not yet, but
we
we still live
I'll
now.
tell the other part. I'll tell that other part when we come back.
Okay.
Okay. It's called, it had something called, the women had what you call, something called a hot water bottle.
Oh, man, I forgot
Now,
about
we
the
didn't
hot
know,
water.
yeah, we didn't know what that was.
Yeah, but they know what. Anybody listening now that's older.
we didn't know what that hot water bottle was.
Yeah, we still don't know. Our age
right.
group still don't know what that is.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
We need
something so
some- we
funny.
need that.
I'm gonna tell you not to criticize. They don't even write no more, man, in school. They print. They don't write cursive no more in school.
That's
Really?
That
That's a
Mary, that
lost
caught me.
language.
When I tell you
That's a
so
lost
much stuff.
Why
that
did they eliminate that?
I don't know
Bo,
why.
what would they eliminate it from?
Let me see.
Wasn't that long
After
ago.
I graduated high school.
Yeah.
This is I didn't know about it till about 2 or 3 years ago when somebody said, and I was saying, hold up, that ain't. They say, Brother Shahid, we don't do it like that no more.
That's a lost art.
Crazy. That's a lost art.
That's a
That's a
lost
Lord,
art.
Lost
cursive
language,
is that's a
lost
hell of a
language.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's penmanship.
It is.
Penmanship.
I mean, they used to have a category on the report card
Ain't no
for
secret.
penmanship.
To this day.
To know whether or not you are writing correctly and legibly
Every
so that
day
others could read it.
I
It was
do
called penmanship.
That's what I do every day. I do
Yeah,
penmanship.
that's right.
I don't do no printing.
Penmanship.
See, I can print.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. I'm gonna tell you two people that really made me understand that. My twin Bertha Gilkey, who I love. Bertha did a lot. Whenever she was writing grants, and she specialized in writing grants.
Yes, she did.
Sister Bertha Gilkey is a legend. She specialized in doing it. And another brother by the name of Harold Brewster.
Harold Brewster from the Board of Education.
Harold Brewster.
That was a bad boy.
Harold
That was a
Brewster.
bad boy.
Both
Yeah,
of them,
well.
if you ever seen them write something for real, and they was doing anything like a draft or anything that was important, how you know it was them? They printed everything.
And Harold Brewster was a gentleman.
He really was.
And
He's
he
also
taught-
you had him over Park and Recreation too. I think,
Yeah,
one time.
well, he was down there, but
But he
I
went to the
represented Harold Brewster and a couple other people on a case one time.
Wow,
And
okay.
Harold Brewster was a real gentleman.
Oh, ain't no
You know,
secret.
he was all about the business
And
of
very
respect.
perfect.
He
Yes.
was about the business of honor. He was about the business of understanding the importance of listening to your elders.
education.
And he would speak
yeah.
very, very intelligently.
Oh, very- ain't no
very intelligently.
Yeah.
Harold Brewster, he was a bad boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, brothers and sisters, we're going to come back to the radio show. So we're back on for Saturday morning. We're taping this if we're live.
Quiet on set. Go live on 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KATZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. With me is Brother Anthony Shahid.
Thank you, Mary.
Brother Anthony Shahid.
Thank you,
And
Mary.
I'm also brother, was it Steve Wrong?
Brother Steve.
Stephen Wrong, the owner of Kings Amongst Kings
I love that.
Media Group.
I love
Sir,
that.
Yeah.
sir,
How old
yes,
are
sir.
you?
I'm 36 years old.
36 years old,
Young
putting it
brother.
in.
Yes,
Putting it
sir.
in.
Yes,
Young
sir.
brother. Young brother. And jump in
I
on-
talked about one minute before you jump in. I wanted to conclude this last little part when we were talking about your grandmama trying to give you an enema, but then I touched on the fact that the tool, the tool that the TOOL that
yeah.
they would utilize, the instrument of implication.
It made everything work.
The instrument of the application.
You was going to act and react.
The instrument of the application was the hot water bottle.
That sound rough.
The hot water. Boeski, see? Hey, you, Boeski, what, is that the first time you heard of it?
That's definitely the first time.
Is that the
I
first
heard-
time
I
you ever heard
never
that word?
it. And I'm terrified a little bit. of
Yeah, I'm
that.
trying to say,
That
look,
sounds a little.
look,
That's
the hot
terrifying.
water bottle.
It's real. I can tell
Hey,
you
look,
that.
What?
look here, let me tell you this.
What if
I'm
you
gonna
got a
describe-
toothache? What is that about?
You don't use it for
let me
toothache.
That's what I'm saying.
let me describe it to you.
Oh
let me
my God.
let me describe the hot water bottle to you.
Okay.
It's made out of rubber.
Oh my God,
That's the first thing.
It's made out of rubber.
that's rough.
And listen, Boeski. And it's brown. It's brown. It's the color of a brick. It's almost brick.
I bet
brick
it is
brown.
brown.
And it's the real rubber. It's not that
not real rubber. It's thick rubber.
Yeah, thick. That's what
I'm saying. Now I ain't talking about balloon like a balloon.
No.
I'm talking about, and it's thick. It's thicker than a rubber glove.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. About 3 or 4 times thicker
real
than
rubber.
a rubber glove. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and the hot water bottle was about the size of a loaf of bread.
Oh my God!
It was about hold it.
Oh my God!
It was about in length,
No,
but it was
man,
about 2 loaves of bread
and
together
width.
in width.
Yeah.
All right, and then the hot water bottle. The hot water bottle.
You're getting really detailed.
Yes, I got to, so people can understand, and the people at home who know about this know what I'm talking about. The hot water bottle had a black plug to it. Okay, because the black plug you screwed in.
No,
that's how the water. You ain't got to worry about the water coming out
when you put the water in. But here, the water, it was either boiling water.
What?
Yeah, it was either boiling water or it was just hot water. I mean, really hot water,
So
as hot as you could stand it.
Was it manufactured like this, or did every household just know how to concoct this?
If there were women in the household, they had a hot water bottle.
This is rough.
Now
this is rough.
Okay, here. Let me finish. The hot water bottle, where you put that cork in it. You could use it to keep you warm at night. You slept with it, or you put it up on. Like if you had pain in your leg or something like that,
call it
you
arthritis.
Arthritis. You take the hot water bottle and put it up under your leg or something. Or if you wanted, or if it was just cold and you wanted to sleep with it, you lay on it. You sleep on, put your pillow on it, and lay on top of the hot water bottle. Okay, but here, the real use of it was. Now, pay attention.
All right.
When it didn't have.
Bro, you something. You something.
I'm afraid to know where this is going to go. I'm terrified to know which way we headed.
Hold on. When it didn't have the plug in it, all right, there was another instrument.
Oh my God.
There's another instrument that went with it that was about maybe 6 feet long.
Yeah, it was long.
A hose. It had a. Look at his face.
Hey, brother, you new to this, but if you be on this show, you're gonna be true to this.
It had a hose on it. A hose on it.
So this was putting out fires, right?
Almost. You getting close.
Okay.
You getting close.
It's a fire extinguisher, right? It got to be a fire extinguisher.
You getting close, brother.
Okay.
You getting close. All right.
First time I heard
if you didn't have a plug in it, you would hook the hose up to it. All right. And so the hose was about 6 feet long, maybe 4. I might be exaggerating about 6. It might have been about 4 feet long, and it came out. The hose was connected to a tube, a black tube that was about another 6 inches long, and the black tube had holes in it, perforated, had holes all in it. Now, all on the sides of it.
That's right.
It was for irrigation.
My God!
Hold it now.
Wow.
Irrigation.
It was for irrigation.
I'm hearing a lot of words I hadn't heard before.
Now. and this was what they would give you an animal with.
Oh my God!
Okay, so now it take 2 people to give it to you.
Oh yeah, it takes 2.
Because you're not gonna hold still. You're not just gonna sit there.
Thank God.
And relax.
You're not just gonna sit there and take it
and relax. You can't do it like cough and all that.
You're not gonna sit there and take it.
Thank God for the advancement of medicine.
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
man,
absolutely. Absolutely. And now it generally would be applied by your mother or your grandmama.
Horrible.
I'm jumping. Yeah. You applied by your mama or your grandmama, and they would take this tube.
And
no wonder why. Oh my
That's
God.
why most brothers.
No wonder why so many people died of colon cancer.
Hey, look. Well, I tell you what. If people getting this, they wouldn't have it.
No, for a fact, for sure.
This was a real irrigation tool. They would take this tool and stick it in your rectum.
Oh my God.
In your gluteus maximus.
They stick it in your booty.
That's rough.
They would stick it in your booty. Now wait a minute. They would stick it in your booty, but the tube had a clamp on it.
Oh man, come on, man, come on, come on.
No. It had a clamp on it to
Hey, yo.
hold the water back. It have a clamp on it to hold the water back. And this is where they would have
Well,
you.
you bringing too much memories back.
They'd have you near the bathroom, probably standing in the
That's
bathroom.
Right by the toilet.
Ready to hang. Near the toilet. And they would put that thing in your booty.
That's rough.
And then they would release
Release.
the clamp.
Yeah, you gonna.
All that hot
my
water.
God.
Listen. The hot water would come. It wouldn't just come flowing out.
No.
It would swoosh it out,
And then you be
and going all up into your system.
So what needed to be wrong with you in order for this type of you to deserve this type of thing? Like
For
what
your-
did
for-
you do
for your
Like,
for
what?
your grandmother and your elders?
Anything.
Just anything.
Your tooth hurt.
Just
You got a
about-
toothache.
Anything.
Oh, that's rough.
Enema would heal everything.
It really
For
would.
them,
Because
it was
you gotta
healing
remember-
everything.
Because
That's
you got to remember,
rough.
when a person is
That's
not
really
using the
rough.
bathroom
Right,
on a
that's
regular,
right.
it's
Yeah.
toxins
Right,
in you.
that's
Gotcha.
right.
And what happens if you
They
know
cleaning you out.
My grandfather used to always say, the difference between when you passing gas. Well, I'm not gonna go too far with this stuff, but
Right.
you know, if it's just gas, you'll know. But if you pass gas and you smell something that it's like, wow. Somebody need to go to the bathroom.
right.
Yeah.
And if you kept doing that and you couldn't get it out,
right.
but you better not be stopped up. But he just said you be
right.
rotten.
You're right.
In a minute,
you're gonna get an enema now.
If you
If you're gonna stay in that house. and here's the other thing. Now,
a hell of a
once
show
you
this
get up to
morning.
about,
That's rough.
once you get up to the point where you could rebel against it,
Then it was time to
I think
get your own house. It's time to move out there.
I guess what was it, about 13 or 12 years
yes,
old?
sir. Oh, yeah, you
12
knew
years old. When you could start physically, you could get away from them. When you're little, you can't get. Ain't no place to go. You can't leave the house.
You can't leave.
So as long as you captive there,
it was deep.
it would be administered to you.
That's rough.
Yeah. But
I want to know who was the actual founder of this. Like who
probably
made
somebody
this?
black. Well, go you research that. Probably even Google
I'm
it.
afraid
Who
to
was
Google
the
that.
creator
I'm afraid
of
to
the hot
Google
water
that.
bottle? Now,
Okay,
for the creme de la creme.
it's more.
Yes, there's more.
But wait, there's
more. What we didn't know, particularly the man child, did not know, and I did not know well until I
Most
was
of it.
in my 20s or
most
30s.
Yeah, most of us.
Okay,
We just
Most
seen
of
it
us,
around.
We just saw it around.
It was always
It's all
around.
in the bathroom.
It's always around. On the hook.
Oh, yeah, yes,
On the hook.
Yes, it was on the hook in the bathroom. It was on the hook in the bathroom. We all saw it, but we just it's something that we just ignored and just came to accept, right? Right?
It's all
Okay,
good.
but
AG is all good.
I don't know.
the real purpose, I'm getting ready to tell you, the real purpose of the hot water bottle. It was for douching.
Wow.
That's what it was for.
So it had nothing to do with us.
It had nothing to do with the other things that I've described.
So
It was multi-purpose.
But it was right.
that's
It
so.
was a multi. Like
that's
see,
so rough.
it's a multi-purpose tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was for douching.
Yeah.
You
And
see
always
what I'm
could
saying?
smell that vinegar smell.
Oh, that's so
Well, that was
rough.
before they came out with Massengill and all that other,
Yeah,
them
I'm just
other
telling you
little
what I-
products and stuff.
Yeah.
But the women would use it to keep clean.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it was, to keep clean
Ooh, boy,
to
that
this day. And so your generation,
Was blessed to have technology. like you said.
technology is
but
amazing.
the whole concept of the hot water bottle
Yeah.
has been missed by his probably
I'm glad.
several
Like he
generations.
said,
I'm glad.
Probably
But
so.
you always
Several
want to know
generation.
history. It's okay.
No,
Right.
that's an important fact
Yeah.
of Black history
Yes,
for
it is.
sure,
Yes, it is.
100%.
Because when we
I
didn't
would have
have
never known about
Yeah.
that.
when we
at
don't
all.
have what we need, even with playing basketball, brother's gonna have a cart,
Yeah.
a crate. When he don't have a mat, he gonna just
Be creative.
He's
Yeah.
gonna turn no hands. We was always gonna make something work. We wasn't
Yep.
gonna,
We
Yep.
and one
innovative
thing-
people for
Yeah.
sure.
That's what
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
did.
we innovative
You
people
know.
for
So
sure.
you're gonna be able to help, just like we giving you some history. You start giving us the stuff that young people are doing now that we need to be pushing.
Did you get
Yeah.
that Bombay? Yeah. Lessons learned. Yeah. The hot water bottle.
That's deep.
That's why Homer G. Phillips was so deep, and I know sooner or later we ain't gonna never stop talking about that. I can remember being on my mother's lap and those little small thermometers. sometimes they would stick a thermometer in your tongue.
But most of the time,
Booty.
where was it going?
On the
Most of the time,
Gluteus
the
maximus.
thermometer was going in your booty.
Yeah,
Wow.
this was always this was a remedy.
yeah.
They
Yes,
would
sir.
check to see if
That's
the temperature of the butthole,
That's right.
because if it wasn't right when you got home, it's an enemy.
This is, hey, look, a thermometer is just going in your mouth. That's just present day.
Right.
That's just present day.
yeah.
60s, 1960, thermometer was going in your booty.
This is
right.
rough.
Better not say nothing.
No,
about it.
hey,
Yeah.
and your mama be on, you be on mama's
right,
knees,
yeah.
and mama be rocking you
Right,
just
right,
like this.
yeah, that's right.
That's how
Just
mama
like
be
you,
gonna
yeah,
do it,
just
just like
like-
this.
yeah,
Hold
so
on,
you-
man, you be
oh,
like,
yeah.
no, something ain't right.
So
Hey, look, it's going down. It's going down.
So who rock you when you an adult and you got to get
Well,
that
you know,
done?
then you on your own.
yeah,
Notice, these things almost like torture. You
No,
know,
no, it's exactly like torture.
Look, that
That's all I was
mild,
thinking.
the mild forms of torture.
And that's one,
You know,
for
these
sure.
are things that we describe that you don't readily submit yourself to.
But you're young, like you
so
say,
when
you're
you
so
get
young.
of age,
Yeah.
they no longer can do stuff
no,
like that
I'm
to you
with
because
you.
you're gonna
Right.
move around,
Yeah,
or you
that's-
leave the house.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
I'm going. I'll see y'all later,
That's
whatever.
definitely-
But when you young, you captive.
That's
they'll
definitely
tell
a
you
reason
that-
to leave the house.
Don't
for sure.
get sick.
Leave
First
the
thing they
house.
take, now you better make sure you got that jacket on.
Yep,
You have
that's right.
because if you get sick, and you, I ain't gonna get sick. I'm good.
Now that's worse than a whooping.
Yeah, you're right.
But not.
Boy, but you know, you think back on that stuff, man, and you just laugh and smile because you got so many memories. See, we have so many memories about growing up and stuff, you know, that is really memorable.
Yeah. And they were good memories. So go ahead, jump on there, bro.
Yeah, I want to ask a quick question
Ask whatever.
to both of you gentlemen. Why don't you tell like our younger listeners, just describe like what the time was, being maybe like late teenage to like your early 20s, like let's just say like high school, into high school, just getting ready to graduate. Like paint that climate, because I can only imagine being a totally different world than what it is right now.
Go ahead, man. You want to jump first?
I can think about high school. When I think about high school, there's only one major word that comes to my mind, and that is clean.
Yes.
We were clean. I mean, we were dressing. And what it amazes me today.
Neat.
It amazes me today just how clean we were. I'm talking about 14, 15, 16 years
When
old.
we get off the air, I'm gonna send somebody just so happened, and as Allah is my witness, just sent me a picture when I was right about that. Me, my brother Mark, and my brother Melvin, when he got married, I want to show you how we looked. We were always neat in our appearance. That was
That's
something
absolutely.
that Mary Bosley
That
was
was-
stressing.
that was- yeah.
You couldn't just sit. We didn't just look in the kind of way because it meant something to us
That's right.
how we looked.
That's right.
And our parents was concerned
right.
about how we looked.
Because
and
they-
you would see, let me just finish.
Go ahead, finish.
You would never see somebody with short sleeves on.
Yep.
When they walked out the house, first of all, your mom and dad
It
was gonna say,
may,
let
it
me
may
see
not
you.
even have nothing.
Right. But they was gonna know what you had on.
Yep.
That way, if something you came up missing, they was gonna be able to identify. But they're gonna know if you had a slip on, if you had the right stuff on, if you done brushed your teeth, all that was gonna be done. And for the most part, you was gonna have some breakfast before you left about that house, because that mom and dad was gonna be up. But you was gonna be neat and clean. You was gonna brush your hair.
Yep.
You know everything. They might put
Even
some,
the poor people.
yeah, gonna put a little grease on
Yep.
their hands and
Yep.
make sure your face
Yeah.
is done and check your. They did that. We was gonna look neat.
Even the people that didn't really have anything,
be clean.
their mother or father, parents made them look neat based on what they had.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? And that's
Be
why I'm
neat.
using the word clean. When I was 14, 15, 16 years old, we would start out, we wearing slacks.
Yes.
We wearing jerseys.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Oh,
we got
man.
hats, knocks,
Yes.
Jags. We got camel hair coats,
Pilotons.
cashmere coats,
Half moon
ties.
shoes.
Yeah, tie, banisters, Dracos,
we
Florshams.
was clean.
I mean, I don't even know how we did it, but we had all of these things. And one of the other things that was real important to us, we would be able to get a summer job.
Oh.
Little NYC job or something, may paying you
Between-
$1.60 an hour or something like
Sister,
that.
and Betty Thompson.
Yep, Betty Thompson was
Between
always
Sister,
and Urban League.
Ollie Stewart.
Ollie Stewart.
Between some of the great giants
Yeah.
that's still around.
Yankton
we just lost.
Corporation. You know, we had all of those things. And
Everybody's gonna be
the
working.
other thing about that is you, with those jobs, you would be able to. They had what you call the layaway.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot
So
about
the
that.
layaway, we would be able to go to places like, these are places that the Jewish people used to, places like Good Luck, Goodman's,
bro.
go downtown, the Wolves, or Warner Hilton,
Right.
and you'd be able to put like I'm talking about a
$10 or
$40,
$15 on it.
a $40 pair of pants in like 1968.
Oh, so you know, you
69.
that was worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
then. You talking about spend a
$40
whole
pair of
lot.
pants.
That's a
You
whole lot of
put
money.
$10 on it. And come back the next 2 weeks, put another $10 on it.
And sometimes
Then the next 2
$5.
weeks, sometimes $5. But you would be able to pitch you away over the summer. Maybe you'd have in a little jersey, $30, $40 jersey. You put that away, paying on it over time. You have 2 or 3 outfits for when school started. Yeah, this is stuff. Now I ain't talking about what your mama.
No,
done
I
got
was just
you.
gonna say that.
Specifically what you got.
What
And that's
you
one of the
earned.
reasons that you wanted to work.
Yeah, not what your mama
We
done.
wanted to
Yeah.
always make our mothers happy.
Yeah.
Fathers too, but the mother was the main thing.
And-
And so if we was working, we were always gonna try to give mama some money,
Yep,
but
yep.
we could buy our own clothes,
Yep.
and that take the weight off if it was 4 or
Right.
5.
Try
and
to
the
show
family-
independence.
They was doing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well,
Quick
Try to show.
piggyback question. Speak to us real quick about community back then. What was the community like? Because we
Well,
lacked that
we
right
came
now.
through
We
a
got
civil
lack of
rights
community.
era where people was real conscious. You had even the songs and stuff because who really sparked it off, because during that time they really didn't want to hear black. It was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They don't want to give him credit for it, but just keeping it 100% real. Most people didn't want you to call him black. They was going to use colored or this, that, and other. But he came out, and then he talked to James Brown in such a way. He came out with a song saying, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud." But he was one of the forerunners in making us really push black and loving black and doing stuff for ourselves. So we were so conscious. You had the Black Panthers, you had the Black Nationalists, you had the Black Liberators, you had the Black I forgot this other group,
Nationalists?
the Black Nationalists. You had a Percy Green's group, and I'm trying to
Action.
say Action. It was just about whichever way you turn, it was consciousness.
Upward mobility.
We had Johnson & Johnson with the black sprays for our hair and the Afro picks. Everything was around giving us what we were about and who we was and showing our greatness. And it made you you love being black around that time.
And economically, when I was in grade school, I'm going back now to probably 64. Yeah, right, 64. We were in grade school. Think about this. When we were in grade school, it was a store on every corner. Every corner
That's
had
no
a store.
exaggeration.
Every corner had a store.
Now, was it
And-
black
and-
owned?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
It's all in black and
Oh,
milk. 'Cause white folks
absolutely.
wouldn't- they're not
Every
coming-
corner had a store. And we would go out in the morning on the way to school, flood them stores.
School break, because around about 10 o'clock, we
Flood
would
them
have a
stores,
break.
flood those
You go right
stores,
across the street because it was
flood
just
them in
that
the
close.
morning, flood them at recess,
Flood
flood
them
them at lunchtime,
and flood
and then
them going
flood them
home.
when we on the way
They
home.
and when I tell you, because the
Boy,
black community,
yeah.
it was so deep, there was so
Yeah.
many schools that sometimes if you was on one side of the street, you wouldn't go to the same school the other was on the other
Yeah.
side of the street. That's how plentiful the
Yeah,
schools
the
were.
school was, yeah.
And when I
It was
tell you,
overcrowded.
it was overcrowded, and people really the teachers was really serious about
Shoe
education.
shops. People had shoe shops over
And,
in
and I'm gonna tell you why, because we ain't got about 2 more minutes in this segment. They didn't want us to go to school. The first school, most people don't know, was on the Mississippi River. The first school was on the Mississippi River because they didn't want us in Illinois going to school, and they didn't want us in the Missouri going to school. So we had to learn right there on a boat. And you had teachers
Get on a
that
boat
could-
and go out into the river, in the middle of the river.
and you had teachers that could teach from a.
Now this is long time.
Yeah,
This is like 18.
But I'm gonna show you how important history was. I mean, education was. They
Right.
took education very. If they found out the stuff that we was doing right now, those teachers, those parents took the physical skin off of you because they knew it was a rule that if they caught black people reading and writing, they would hang us.
Yeah.
So now, and most time, older people would come and say, "Baby, do you know how to read or count money?" You say, "Yeah, come and go to town with me so the white man won't cheat me." They took this serious.
Yeah.
It was very serious. Education to me now is still serious. It ain't like no play. Now they just say, beat her. If you just come to school and just be dumb in a box of bricks, they ready to just pass you anyway.
It was a time when black people, long time ago, when black people, if you had to go to, if they got a court summons, they had to go to court, they would go down there on Market Street and they wouldn't even go in. They just stand They would just stand outside and wait for a white man to come up and say, hey, you got to go to court, don't you? And they say, yeah, come on, let me take you in and show you what you need to do.
Something.
Well,
When you come back, remind me to teach on the drive-throughs, how drive-throughs in every business is in the world now.
Yeah.
Man, boss, I think we only got less than about 30 seconds, so
Yeah.
we got to go to a break. Yeah, you know, we got to go to a
Let's
break.
break
man.
it.
We can do a break.
I'm glad you're asking
Is it
these
okay,
questions,
Steve?
man.
Oh, yeah, I got some good
Because
questions,
Brother
yeah.
Steve is bringing stuff out of us that we would normally be
No,
talking
we
about.
sure wouldn't.
You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing. Play it. How?
See, we come real with
Yeah.
ours.
Oh, yeah.
So we still live, so we can
Still
still
live.
continue to talk. We don't
Right.
have to stop. But what I'm showing you is how important education. Let me show you how important education was. Me and Brother Sultan was talking. He's 90 years old, like his father. Most of those brothers there. He said that they wouldn't even allow our people to even get close. You couldn't get no more than 25 feet to a school where they was in the classroom with white folks. Maybe you was driving a buggy and you would take them to where they had to go, and they go. It was one brother, he said, and I forgot his name. He said that he would just put his ear up against the door. He would sneak. Now, if he got caught putting his ear up against the door, that would be a problem. And just hear them talking about things, and he visualized, never seen it, and taught himself and educated himself. Because the next problem was, if you got educated, was a certain way you talked.
Oh, absolutely. Better not talk like you
And
got
you had a whole
Better
sentence.
not talk like you got some sense now.
Now they want to know who
What's
taught
wrong
you
with
this.
you? Right.
Now that's a problem. And if you think about, that's how you know they are liars, because they said it was a rule against reading and writing. If we was retarded when we came from Africa and we was no good and didn't have nothing going for us, why would the first thing you do is say, if we catch you reading and writing, you know, we're going to hang you. That's because they knew we were just like, we could take anything and make it work.
Now these are doing slavery times. Now that's this is not like right anytime soon. But
We just giving you history.
Just historically.
Why it's so
It's
important for us to learn,
historical,
even
right.
now. But that's why it's more important. It's in your DNA that you're supposed to want, knowing that this was taken from you and you was denied just regular things. Who would want to have a person ignorant, other than a person who wants to
trying to
profit off
use
you?
them.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Somebody's trying to use
So, brothers and sisters, we're giving you history that you normally don't get. Like Mary Bob said, this ain't happening today. But to me, what's worse is that than a man having a chain on your hand and your arm is when a man got your chain on your mind and can have you thinking of everything that's coming in your mind and out of your mind. Before you even think it, he already know the answer you're going to give because he's already done impregnate you with his knowledge. You know, if the brother said to me a long time ago, brother named,
Education of a black man.
yeah, his name
Wow,
is
what you know about that?
Carter G. Wilson.
What you know about that? What you know about that? Yeah.
But this brother name is brother Al Mansour. He used to write a book every Ramadan. This brother was so deep. He said something that caught my attention the first time he said, this was over 35 years ago. He said the Japanese go to Japanese school to learn from Japanese about Japanese and learn Japanese and got Japanese school, Japanese language, Japanese everything. Chinese go to Chinese school to learn from Chinese about Chinese. They got a country called China. They got a language called China. The Italians the same way. Go to China, Italian school, speak Italian. Got a place called Italy. The Russians got a place called. Everybody got something. He said, but white folks go to white folks school to learn from white folks about white folks. But it's like what Mary Bond said all the time. Black folks are going to white folks school learning from white folks about white folks. Most 99% of the stuff that we do, white folks done gave us to it. And you don't ask why you do it. You just do it.
Yeah.
Goes
You
without
never
saying.
ask somebody, just hypothetical, just like right now, they're going to spend $1.75 billion on Christmas.
Yeah.
If you don't tell them to go spend some money with black stores,
Yeah.
they act like this. They don't supposed to do this. Right now, this is the time that you can bring a black person out of a hole. If he
Yeah.
in any kind of a
Business.
hole in business, he don't got to be in a hole ever again. If you just 75 billion, if you just use the 75 billion, we're not talking about the trillion. They'll never be suffering. But because the way you've been taught, black folks spend, we said on this show, white folks spend money with white folks, but black folks love spending money with white folks. Matter of fact, and then when they come to black folks, they're going to want to get a hookup.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And
Or I want to hate on it.
I agree
Yeah.
with that 100%. Being
It's the truth.
being a business owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got corporate clients who spend money with me unapologetically just because of the skill set and the professionalism that I provide. They get A1 quality.
Yes.
When it comes to my brothers and sisters,
It's always something.
it's like taking candy from a baby. But on the flip side, what I will say is, like Jay-Z, this is a quote he said. He said, everybody always talk about the crab in the barrel mentality, and we focus on the crab in the barrel. We need to be focused on how we got in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we crabs in the barrel, but let's focus on the way that we, like the actual act of us being in the barrel. Yeah.
Because we have to teach ourselves. We have to be self-educated. We have to motivate ourselves. We got to spend money with each other. We got to love each other. Yeah. It's literally what I was just saying. Mary Bosley gives young people a chance. They don't get a chance. Yeah. Mary Bosley has me on a radio program and don't need me. Yeah. Just keep it real. He does that out of love and respect because he says no I in team. Yeah. All that's fine, but most time when people get in positions, they forget that. Yeah. And the mere fact that he does that, and then I can, in turn, we had already had a youth group, but our youth group went to a level that when Minister Farrakhan came, unprecedented, Minister Farrakhan came into this city, and because of my relationship with Mayor Bosley, he was one of the first mayor, well, not no one of the first, he was the first black mayor I said, because the white folks didn't jump on something. Let me just say the first mayor, because white folks wasn't pushing no Million Man March. He was the first mayor on record to say he endorsed the Million Man March, and that was 26 years ago.
You know, white mayors wasn't endorsing it.
See,
know what?
Huh? Never heard of that order, Black Liberators.
Right, Black Liberators. It was another group called the SOAs, the Sons of Allah. Them brothers were powerful. The Sons of Allah. Yes. Those were no. These are different groups. All these groups were different groups and different splinters. Like some of the brothers with the Muslims would have been like 5%ers and different things like that. But these brothers here, all the brothers that I'm talking about, for the most part, always, even with Percy Green, them always had black and tams on their heads. And they would you would always be clear. Most time they would have a black fist around their neck. Yep. And you would have red, black, and green.
Bullet
is it
around their neck?
Yes.
A bullet?
Is it a book I can pick up?
I can get you all kinds of
action.
I want to get some information on that.
And it's important that you have this knowledge because I'm going to tell you, it don't make no difference where you going if you don't know where you've been. And most people don't know this, and I only say because it's facts. You Google it. The reason the book Alex Haley came out on Roots was because I'm Elijah Muhammad. It was they had referred to him as the most powerful black man in America because when he came out of the service, he was a journalist. He had heard
Elijah Muhammad?
No,
Alex Haley?
Alex Haley.
Yeah.
When he came out the service. So what he wound up doing is he heard Malcolm, which was a student of the messenger. If you ever heard him teach, he would always say, I'm Elijah Muhammad teaches that. That's what all of us taught. And from this teaching here, he wound up getting the Reader's Digest. If in 1960, I think it was in March, if you look it up there, you'll see what he said. And from there, he came back to Malcolm and asked Malcolm, can I do a story on Elijah Muhammad? Elijah Muhammad said, no, I don't want you to do on me, but I want you to do one on yourself. And Malcolm started telling him about, out of every 12 people that came from Africa, 9 of them were Muslims. Alex Haley kind of believed it, and he did, but as he started doing his research, he found out it was an actual fact. Now, it don't make no difference what a person is. I'm just telling you what we were when we came here. And when he started breaking that history down there, Alex Haley started doing his research, and he found out it was an actual fact that when they brought us here, and we wasn't in no trees, we wasn't no monkeys, we didn't have no tails, we were mathematicians. Most of those brothers from Mali and Ghana and Senegal and Egypt. Most people don't know when they say Egypt, you're talking about Africa. They have a bad habit when they say Egypt. That when I first went there, that was the first thing that I heard from the brothers in it. And that was 30 years ago when Minister Akbar took me. He said, you're Egypt. And they come right back and say, Africa. Every time they say Egypt, they say Africa. Because we got a bad habit when we say Egypt. When you hear about pyramids and all the things we did, you think you're talking about somewhere else. You won't just come on out and say
it's Africa. That's right.
You know, and this is just facts. I'm not trying to make you go to Africa. I'm not trying to make you do it. I'm just giving you facts. And the brothers were so deep. That's how they found out about the wheel. The most powerful science we ever had was the zeros. I taught on that once, the zeros. And they got it from when your left hand, when you walk, I walk a lot, me and Mary Bosley walk. When your left hand is out, your right hand is back. When your right hand is back, your left hand is out. If it wasn't for the zeros, that's why, what's this boy name? Columbus. Really, it wasn't Columbus. It was a guy named Cortez. He thought the earth was flat. Why? Because if you look at a square, you got 90, 90, 90, 90. The circle is 360. So what they didn't understand is the circle. You can't push no boulders or no stones with no square. But because they see how we walked, if you ever see a person, they walking fast, and you look at good, because you got to walk, gravity make you put your feet up and down. It looked like a circle. That's how the Egyptians or the Africans made the zero. And ain't nothing that you can move now without the zeros. Most people don't want to tell you that.
Everything in America is based off of square though.
Everything. It don't make no difference what they tell. I'm giving you facts. You know, I always tell brothers and sisters when I'm teaching, if you accept it, it's okay. If you don't accept it. But when you go check it out, that's why with your hands, that's why these are so important. You can't hold nothing circular without a thumb. It's impossible to do anything without. All this comes from our African history. See, they want to play. That's why they want to tell you was a monkey when you was over there, that you was Google, you didn't know how. This is what they said.
You ready, Bo? Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Brothers and sisters, thank y'all so much. We just rolling.
We're going to have fun. That's it.
We're covering a lot of stuff.
Come on, let's get it in.
Quiet on set.
How many minutes?
20.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. I've got my brother Anthony Shahid here in the studio with me, and we got this young man who's the owner of King Amongst Kings Media Group. Brother Ron in the house with us.
He done took this thing.
He's been asking us some questions.
But he got us going all together.
Got us going off.
We had other stuff we was going to be talking about, but you done changed it. But it's good.
Dynamic,
but it's
that's
good.
Okay.
But you had asked us about the times when we were growing up, and I can remember it was when I was like, maybe 13, 14, you know. You see somebody on the other side of the street. Hey, man, what's going on, brother? What's up, man?
That's right. Throw that fist up.
You wouldn't even know him.
Right. That's right.
What's up, man?
Conscious.
Well, I mean, it was like that. Now we had, it wasn't all peaches and cream. Now we had some guys that was going around that was some real treacherous. Like you go to the show.
Oh yeah.
You got your you got your shoes on, you got your slacks on, you got your hat. We'd always had to have a nice felt hat or something. I mean, we had them powder blue felt hats with a little white string around them. Oh man, we'd be out there and be some tough guys out there too. And somebody say, "Hey man,
I like them shoes."
Yeah, I like them shoes.
You take them off.
Yeah, you can take them off. Well, you take your shoe off. Somebody say, "Man, let me see that hat." You take your hat off.
It's fit.
You say, "Thanks, man. Yeah. You stuck."
Yeah, that's how they would say it.
You stuck.
You stuck.
And this is with no weapon, just words.
Well, they would have weapons.
Oh, okay.
They ain't got
but it wasn't
guns.
the way they doing stuff now. The way they doing
like
it now
finesse.
is a violation. Right. It's like it's to the level of. It's the craziest thing you can see because it's the way they doing things now today. Yeah. Not that it was never right, but it was certain things we wouldn't cross over certain lines. Let me say it like this: there were certain boundaries you couldn't pay us to cross. Women, different things was off limit. You just wouldn't do it. I don't care what it was. It just wouldn't, because even if somebody found out you did it, they could be in the streets and find out you did it. You had to pay for that because it's just certain things. You wouldn't curse in front of older people. You was going to say, yes, man. You wouldn't go in front of a religious house, especially a church. It was certain things you were not going to do. Right. And nobody, because some older people would tell you, and then I tell you something else they would do. You was old and you call yourself playing hooky. Them older guys on the street would say, hey, dude, check this out. Don't let me catch you out here no more. You go to school. And matter of fact, I'm going to come up there. Yeah. They better not tell me you've been doing that. Now, they ain't doing right. But they weren't going to let you get it off.
Yeah. Now, 16, up to about 16, wasn't a lot of gunplay.
No.
People going to stab you. You know,
they had knives.
They gonna crack
or they
razor head with a stick, huh?
Or razor, or might have had brass knuckles.
Yeah, brass knuckles.
Yeah,
they gonna beat you up. They gonna get you real good. Yeah. They gonna get it in. But they wouldn't shoot you.
No. Right.
I think once we got over about 16, that's when the proliferation of guns, our friends started getting shot and killed at about 16.
And when they started flooding, that's why the brothers that are called the Black Panther, and I'm just giving facts. You know, I'm not trying to get nobody to join the Black Panther. I'm just telling you facts. Those brothers were more studious than they were doing anything because they understood what they talking about, the right to carry now. But also they had breakfast programs, and most of these clinics that are set up, it was them. Most of the breakfast programs that they're feeding children, They was dealing with most of the laws that talking about how far you could be from the police and watch them and all that old kind of stuff. It was the Black Panther Party, and they made sure that you wouldn't bring drugs in the black community. That was something that they was serious about. For Dr. King's birthday, you was going to close.
Yeah.
It wasn't no negotiation. They would come to and say, Mayor Bosley, I understand that. So you're going to be closed Monday, right? And it wouldn't have to tell you number one or two times.
That's right. And we, some of us, I can remember, I got to be about 17 years old. I joined a study group. We, it's about 7 or 8 of us. We formed a little organization called United Community Youth. And we would read, every week, I'd say every other week, on a Saturday, we have a meeting at this place at a brother's house, and we would discuss the book that everybody had to read the same book, whatever it was. That was the book that we read. Remember, the books I can remember, like Strategy for a Black Agenda. I can remember that like I remember it just like today. We read Mao Zedong, that red book.
Oh man, that's heavy.
The red book. Now, my mother, got on me about the red book. When I brought the red book in the house, she said, "What is this?"
Yeah, so y'all going too far.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's exactly what she said. That's what she said. She said, "You going too far."
Right. Yeah.
She said, "This is communism."
Right.
She said, "You fool around and get branded a communist. You won't be able to do nothing."
Wow.
Well. That because it was a bookstore. You remember the bookstore that Crenshaw and them had over on Olive? So then we started going over there and studying and learning up under these guys. And my mama really I wasn't tripping off of it, but my mother was really concerned about the direction.
Because they came
that
up a certain way and they was concerned about us. They always was. They knew what we were dealing with during that time, and that's why they had a problem. Mine was a little bit different from Mary Bosley because I came up as a Muslim at a young age. And when my mother first heard, now she wound up, before she passed, she loved the Muslim. But when she first heard something about the Nation of Islam, and Malcolm was, because Elijah Muhammad had made him his spokesman. Boy, he was letting loose like it was nobody letting loose. And when they started hearing, my brother Mark first went. And then when my brother started, he was already in a group called the Black Afro Club. Mark Shahid. The next thing you know, he took over Bombay High School. And the next thing you know, he started going to the mosque. The next thing you know, he started bringing up, my mother said, "I'll tell you how we're going to do this." This ain't going to go down to a message to no black man up here and how to eat to live. You're going to eat off of what I've been bringing in this house. You didn't die from it, and you ain't going to die from it no more. And they stuck to that. But as time started going on, she seen how me and my brothers, really, Islam taught us how to love.
Start growing and developing.
And she started developing. And she, to the point where she loved us, but she loved Mary Bosley more than she loved her own sons. Mary Bosley became her. Well, I mean, it's okay. She loved you.
Okay.
She loved you. She loved me too. You could get away with stuff I couldn't get away with. He's the first black man, but he would spoil her. We spoiled her too, but she did. I can say what I want to say now. She loved you, just like I loved his mother. We loved it. We came up like that. But anyway, you asked about how we grew up. It was a different time. And what I see now, it shouldn't be no different because the baby still come out the womb different. Right. That's why I always tell every brother, if you got a baby coming, I don't care what your relationship is with that sister, be there when that baby's born. Don't start coming up with all that dumb talk. Why you this, why you that. Be there because you're going to look at her totally different. I don't care. Even when y'all don't get along, you're going to understand what she went through having that baby is serious. I was blessed to see each one of my children born. I didn't miss not one of them.
Now, you asked us. Now we're going to flip the script.
Let's do it.
Why is there so much hate in your generation? I mean, why is it?
So,
what is it about life and at such a young age that you all are so mad and angry and vengeful? I mean, what is that, man? I really can't understand.
So that's a great question. And answering this question to be like that one Everest commercial and be like, I didn't go to school because I didn't get a job. I didn't get a job because I didn't have a car. It's the circle thing. But I say like majority of the foundation of the problem is it's a lack of morals. It's a lack of ethics. It's a lack of social responsibility. It's a lack of principle. It's a lack of value. It's kind of hard to give hope to the hopeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you don't see your way out of certain situations, the first thing you gonna draw back to is the whole Willie Lynch syndrome thing. Like, I got to compete with you in order to get my little bread and my little butter, you know. And if I don't have no respect for self, how could I respect you and anything you got going? So it's a lack of respect. And again, it's just that circular, never-ending thing. I think
vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But I think one of the most things that kind of plague our generation is guidance. Like, and then the people that we kind of do look up to for guidance. And this will fall a lot on like the generations before us. Our generation, I was telling the gentleman earlier before we started, our generation, our culture is one of the only cultures that create invisible stoplights and hurdles for people coming up under us to jump over to be proven to get an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? In other cultures, you might have somebody who's like they father owned a meat packaging company, and then they breed the next generations up under them to know meat, you know. And in our culture, we create this invisible line that we feel like you have to jump through these invisible hoops in order to get an opportunity to deem yourself worthy, when then you forget that somebody gave you an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here we also, you know, like say for instance, I know people whose fathers had businesses. Their sons didn't even want to get into the business.
Yeah.
You know, matter of fact, their sons wanted to do anything but be in the business. Yeah. Their sons wanted to be anything but be like their daddy. You know, what's that about?
But like let's take it back.
Okay.
It wasn't an option. It's not an option in other cultures. You either gonna get with this, or it's almost to a point where you're gonna be shunned, because our great grandfathers and our ancestors came to this country with nothing, and we built this. So for you to say that you don't want to be a part of this, means you don't want to be a part of this family. This is our family.
Okay.
And you're not gonna go against the family. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're gonna get in line with it.
Right.
And just to reiterate what we was talking about and answer the question again, I really think opportunity is something else that we need. Like, we need opportunity to do things that operate within the realms of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a perfect example, right? So you get some kids fresh out of high school, right? Oh no, we got to take it back before you even get to getting up out of high school, right? We got to start pouring into the youth at an age when they first begin to develop and understand themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't wait until they get ready to graduate high school and be like, what you gonna do? Go to college. No, you should probably been dropping them jewels in this kid way before then, and get them the confidence and the motivation to know that there's something else they can do outside of, you know, playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't got the answer to that. A lot of the stuff that I just answered is definitely factors that factor into it, but it's vast, man, and it's a disregard to human life too.
I can remember when my father is. My dad graduated from DeVry Institute of Technology in Chicago, and he knew a lot about electronics, still does. Probably at that time, I've had people tell me that my father was probably one of the most knowledgeable people about televisions in the St. Louis metropolitan area.
And beds too.
So, yes. So I can remember when I was 5, maybe 6 years old, and my daddy used to work at a place called Carson Union May Stern. That's a Jewish place downtown, and his job was to repair the TVs back in the back. And after he got off from work, he had what you call these two big black tube caddies. You see, you don't know this, you in Bombay, but TVs used to be like made out of wood. Yeah, sure did. And TVs used to have a big picture tube, and then a whole bunch of other little tubes in the back of it to make it run.
Yeah.
All right. So people's televisions would break down, and so they needed a TV repairman to come to the house to fix the television. And so my father was very good at this. And so when my father got off from work at Carson Union May Stern, he would come home, probably get a little something to eat. Then about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, sometime even in the dark, he'd go back out with these tube caddies to go fix televisions. And he would take me with him sometime. And I can remember one time, because I was tired, and I didn't want my daddy to go because I wanted us to stay at home and look at TV, do something. And I said, Daddy, why are you always carrying these tube caddies with you all the time after work? And he looked at me and he said, so you won't have to.
Wow. That's heavy. He answered that question. I mean, he thoroughly answered
Well, here I am at my age.
Yeah.
I remember at my daddy said that to me, and I was 6.
Right.
Well,
But they didn't just vegging off of Mary Bosley. Now, it just showed you how, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think our generation dropped a lot of balls, y'all, because no different from his father, no different from what Brother Percy Green did with his group, along with the activist work that he did, no different from he said, and I know for a fact, all of us had jobs. We didn't have to never worry about if we was going to have jobs during the summertime. Y'all didn't have that luxury, and what a lot of us did, they were always concerned about making this next generation better. At some point, y'all are in trouble, but some of it is on us. And I'm just speaking for me, being a man and being honest with you. And that's one of the reasons I always thank Mary Bosley so much and brothers like him, because through the Tahi Youth Group, he gave us resources to be able to help young people do the things they need. See, you can't be what you can't see. And all about pulling yourself up by the bootstrings, if you don't have no boots on, I don't know how the hell you're going to pull yourself up. And when you sit there and think about the things that we didn't have, right now, we had clothes and stuff, but they make more on bling bling. They make more on, you heard them say they went to school to learn and had book clubs. You damn near don't hear young brothers and sisters. They damn near don't go to school with books no more. So the time we was coming up is different because, and I'll just give you a minute of it. During the time under Elijah Muhammad, most people didn't know how deep he was. We had to learn what you call actual facts. I had to know how much the earth weighed. At the age of
Actual
9 to 10,
facts, right.
that's what they're called. I had to know the earth weighs 6 septillion tons of unified by 21 ciphers. 21 ciphers is 21 zeros. That the Aries square mile was 196,940,000 square miles. That the land was 96,955,000 square miles. The water was 139,685,000 square miles. That the earth traveled at a rate of 1,037 and 1/3 mile per hour. That light traveled at a rate of 186,000 miles per second. This was something
brother.
that I had to
Look
know
at it. We
from,
rolling.
as a baby.
That's knowledge.
196,940,000 square miles, I should have said. That the water was 139,685,000 square miles, and the land is 57,255,000 square miles. Why was that important? Because if you look at...
I got a law degree, and I didn't know none of that.
And we had to learn that.
I got a media degree, and I
at the age of 9 or 10 years old, I was hearing that the reason the black man had straight eyebrows and kinky hair because we was the original people. That we were the only people that you ever see with straight eyebrows and kinky hair, or what you call beans in your head. We were the only people that I was taught at that age that 2 black people could make exactly black, the Elijah Muhammad said, and could make everything to albino, but the white people can't make nothing but white. So that we had to be the original people. I don't care what they call us about monkeys. We came babble, and I'm not trying to force nothing on nobody. I'm just telling you what we was taught. That's how we felt good about ourselves. I feel as though we done dropped the ball because what his father showed him, what Miss Ollie Stewart and them showed us, what Miss Betty Tom, they always had something in place for us. We didn't ever have to go to nobody else to get nothing. And if you didn't have nothing, you could knock on somebody's door and say you didn't have somewhere to sleep if it was cold, and somebody would say, hey, I ain't got no cover, but you can sleep out that furnace over there.
So I want to ask you a question. I got my 2 reasons why I think it is, but I want to ask you first. So what do you think?
We got 2 minutes in this segment, but you're going to come back with us on that.
Yeah, for sure. So the question is, what actually contributed to the fall of the Black Panthers?
Jagger Hoover. If I go into that, I can go into that real deep. The FBI, Fred Hampton, not just Jagger Hoover, their President Kennedy. All this is in his diary now. Malcolm X. It's official now that he killed Malcolm X. But they always blamed Elijah Muhammad because he was too powerful, and they didn't want to see powerful men. The way they came at Fred Hampton, the way they came at Huey P. Newton and George Jackson. That's another brother that most of y'all never hear about. Huey P. Newton, but George Jackson and his brother Jonathan Jackson. I dare you to Google it. A book was called Blood in the Eye. I don't think you'll ever get that book. Him and Angela Davis were courting buddies. They loved each other. This sister was a very deep. Very few people talk about Angela
She's
Davis.
still alive.
She's still alive.
Yeah.
This is history. And again, brothers and sisters, I'm not forcing nothing on you. I'm just giving you history.
Yeah.
If you accept it, all praise. I always tell a person, give me one ear and keep the other ear suspicious.
Yeah. I can remember when I was in law school, Jimmy Edwards, Judge Edwards,
Brother that we
excuse me,
love. I love Jimmy Edwards.
was an undergrad at St. Louis University. I was the president of Black Student Alliance, and then went to law school. Jimmy Edwards then took over the Black Student Alliance. Jimmy Edwards brought Angela Davis to St. Louis University Law School
I know it shook
in
'em.
like 1977.
It shook them.
They lost their damn minds. You hear me?
Yeah, I know they did.
White people fell out in the street and bumped their head on the
No,
concrete.
you didn't.
One of the alumni of St. Louis University
we have to come back
took out
30
a
sec-
full
we got
page
30
ad
yeah.
in the Post-Dispatch that
Wow.
said, "What in God's name is going on
got
at
10
St.
seconds.
Louis
We got 10
University?"
seconds, man.
What
Come
a
back
time
with
to
us.
be
Time for a
alive.
break.
Right, yeah.
You're listening to the Freeman
hell of a
Bosley
break.
Jr. Show on KATZ 1600. Hallelujah AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing. Hup, hup.
You got to hop in there when we do that.
Yeah, go on.
The brother's hitting with some powerful questions, and then I got to hit some black biz because that's something else we do. So I got to hit some black, but I want to just finish that up. Dr. King was killed. Wasn't no damn Sirhan. I'm just giving you facts.
Yeah.
Jagger Hoover killed. I dare anybody's listening, do it now. Google the COINTEL program.
Yeah. That was one of my
COINTEL program
Yeah.
by Gay Edgar Hoover. And this is Brother Shahid saying this. I say what the hell I want to say. Yeah, this is the problem they got with me, bro, because I say what I want to say. I'm free.
Yeah.
When you're listening to this is a free black man that's free to say what I want to say, when I want to say it, and how the damn hell I want to say it. That's the problem y'all got with me. But anyway, getting back to Gay Edgar Hoover, you know, and then how they just blame other people, how they killed their president, John Kennedy, and then blame it on somebody named Lee Harvey Oswald. They a damn lie. It was J. Edgar Hoover. And one of the things he was popular and real good at is getting dirt on people. They named a vacuum cleaner after him called the Hoover vacuum cleaner because he used to pick up so much dirt. Had the audacity to tell Dr. King, one of the things that pissed him off is two things. When he started talking about the war in Vietnam, and when he started telling them about don't take that Nobel Peace Prize. It was a big thing about the Nobel Peace Prize. And he told Dr. King don't do it. He understands that he had some extramarital affairs. And Dr. King, if you go and accept this award, it was only 3 stations, CBS, NBC, and NBC, ABC, and CBS. Only 3 stations it was. He's telling you history about TVs, but I don't want to get sidetracked. So they told Dr. King, if you say anything, we're going to expose what you've been doing. He said, do what you got to do, I'm accept it. So they didn't do it, but they did start sending stuff to his wife. Because anybody who stands up for black people, they got problems with. That FBI is something. To this day, here in St. Louis, they got an NGA. They got, I'm gonna go on the edge and say, I know they don't have, and I can be stand to be corrected. I used to deal with a white boy named William Eubank when they killed a brother named Pooh Man Dobbins and Pagedale. This was about 20-some years ago. And when I went there to meet with them, me, Brother John Bordeaux, Reverend Duvall, and a brother named Brother Kabir Muhammad, them white folks had 3% black folks in the FBI. My problem with the FBI is this is the people that you're supposed to go to, or the group or the agency, that when something is wrong, and you say you don't trust the police department, you don't trust the sheriff, these are the people supposed to come in to investigate. Hell, that's like Jesse James coming checking on Frank James. Jesse James don't give a damn what Frank James done did. Jesse James want to know if something that Frank left for him to steal or to kill. And when I met with William Eubank, he was the head special guy involved in St. Louis, right by the Aries restaurant on Market. That's where we met with them at. When we went down there to find out about them killing his brother in Pagedale. And that's when I started letting loose on them. Then they started talking about they looking for black folks to be FBI agents. For the most part, they are telling a damn lie. Because when they try to get on a police department, if they damn near didn't have a ticket, they do everything to make sure that they don't get on. I'm saying I hope some of the brothers get to be FBI agents and sheriffs and police officers, because we need some black people that can represent us. But damn near if they done damn near had a ticket, whatever, any kind of problem they done had, they go into it and try to do everything to discourage you from being on there. And then when you get on there, they had somebody like this woman that I keep talking about, Mary Warnocky, which they done took her powers back. Now she had 75% of the police department that they made sure that they dog black people, starting with Lieutenant Colonel Rocky Jones. She's a lieutenant colonel, and this white girl, Lieutenant Colonel Mary Warnocky, is a lieutenant colonel, and she talking to black folks like they some straight Negroes. You know, they like to say N-word, but I'm talking about they was treating them like they dogs. I don't have a problem with police. I got a problem with bad police. You know, I'm hoping that even this sister, because they say they're looking for a black woman or a woman, you know, I'm hoping that they don't go outside of the department. They'll go get a police chief. If they're going to make a police chief this time, especially a woman, it should be a sister that's been there 36 years, and that's Lieutenant Colonel Rocky Jones. I'm just keeping it. If you're looking for a woman, why go outside to get somebody that's right here? But for the most part, just like in St. Louis County, they don't want Lieutenant Colonel Troy Dahl. They want this other handkerchief head Negro, and I can't think of this handkerchief head. He's straight here. He's a coon. He don't mind doing. I bet you know how to do the ham bone. I don't know how to do. I used to see old men doing ham bone. Have you heard? He buck dancing and bootlicking and buck dancing. And Daryl Piggy, I got to get. They looking for them kind of coons. They don't buy them no more. They rent Negroes. They call it rented Negroes. Yeah, they rent them because, you know, why buy a whole pie when you get a piece free anytime you want to? Wow. So Daryl Piggy, he's not a police officer. He's just a good. They used to call them Willie and Leroy and Henry. Well, they gave him a better name. His name is Piggy. Have you ever heard about his name, Piggy? Never. I think his is spelled P-E-G-G-I-E. I'm not sure if it's spelled it. All I know is he's a piggy. And a pig is full of slop. That's where you get your shitterlings from. So I don't know if they done worked the deal out with Daryl Piggy to get their shitterlings from him, because shitterlings are hog guts. That's why when you walk in the house, you think you smell a bowel movement because you think you're smelling Daryl Piggy. You see why they got a problem with Brother Shahid? They said, this dude here, you know, I don't know why Mary Bosley let him on that show. You know, why? Because I'm going to keep it real. Because black people are tired of hearing this old fake stuff. Yeah. They tired of it. I'm just telling you, bro. Yeah. This is what they're absolutely tired of. Yeah. And I hear people talking about, you're going to get us in some trouble. Damn, if they doing black people like this, we already in some damn trouble. Real talk. Yeah. So whatever they going to do, they going to have to do it, because I ain't never keeping my mouth shut. And I'm going to pass it on to a little brother like you. No, little brother. No, a warrior like you. To like a brother like Boeski, and y'all help us get this kind of information, because this is the kind of stuff they don't want out there. Yeah. They don't want brothers talking like this. Yeah. They don't want to have, you got Negroes right now can't let Minister Farrakhan speak where they at. There's some straight bootlicking here, bro. Yeah. That they can say they don't want the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, somebody that's been around here 65 years, to speak. But damn it, when Clinton come in here, who was one of the worst black people, they want to keep talking about how Clinton, the Democrats, the Democrats ain't no better than Republicans. Because there's more people, y'all don't like to hear this, y'all Democrats to y'all and all that. Some of y'all just brainwashed too. But more people went under mandatory sentences and got locked up in jail under the damn Clintons than anybody.
The war against drugs.
I'm serious. Do I know what I'm talking about?
That's what it was called.
But this is what they don't talk about. They want to keep on talking about we got to be Democrat. Trump ain't no damn good. He just like worse than all of them combined. But all them other ones is little devils. Yeah. He like the big devil.
He just confident enough to say what they've been thinking to say it out loud.
Yeah, why we got to hide that we don't fool with women and kids, and women supposed to be barefoot in the kitchen, and when you see one of them that good, you just grab a groping between her legs, and Mexicans is poor white trash, and then I think they call Africa shitholes. Yeah. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all don't like hearing all this stuff. That's what they be saying. Shahid, man, what are you doing? I'm trying to get information. You got me on the radio. Yeah. I ain't here to be no puppet. I'm not Paul Perry. America's the best place. America probably is the best place in the world, but America is one of the most treacherous places because they are hypocrites. Yeah. They speak from their mouth something that ain't in their heart. Can you imagine you got problems with Minister Farrakhan? You had problem with Dr. King. You had problem with Obama. They had more stuff on Obama being a monkey and his wife looked like a monkey. Now, she was one of, excuse me, one of the beautiful sisters, and I'm not saying that for that. I don't know too many women that was more beautiful than that sister, but they had so many monkey pictures of her. It was pathetic.
She was definitely the best looking first lady.
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell they had.
Neither.
Gerald Ford's wife, I think her name was Betty Ford. I dare y'all to Google this. See, y'all don't want to hear it, and don't get scared. You ain't got to tell nobody you Google it because you hear Brother Shahid said that heifer that drunk so much they named a hospital after her. Betty Ford. Yeah,
Betty
she
Ford
was a
Center.
stone alcoholic.
Wow.
She was so drunk. She wouldn't wait for holidays. She just they have to say, "Hey, go sit your booty down." You know, she drunk more than that boy on Andy Griffin, Otis. She should have married Otis. That way they could have been both going in and out of jail when they wanted to.
Wow, I did not know that's who they named the Betty Ford Center after. That's
So let me see how long for Mary Bond. Are we ready to come back? Brothers and sisters, thank you for being patient with us. You know, once you get Brother Shahid started, we got to go. But until Mary Bosley come, let me just give out a couple of black business. You got to help me give out black business, my brother. And you got to be loud with it.
Okay.
These are black, and these are black people that's about their business. Come on, I want you to roll it on out.
Hines Motorsports. Stacy L. Hines.
Tell me what you got. Give a little bit up.
Okay.
This brother got a car lot.
Pre-owned auto sales and services.
This brother is a brother that I know, that I respect, that has cars, but he don't have no poop but cars and no hoopties. He got real classy cars, and he'll work with you, but at the same time, you got to come in and bring some money. But this is a good time to get with him. Y'all going to spend $1.7 billion. Give some black folks some of this money, and then get you some bumper to bumper on this here, but get that telephone number out again.
Okay, so the telephone number is going to be, the office number is going to be 314-733-75. I'm sorry, 314-733-5757.
One more time.
314-733-5757.
And what's the name of it?
Hines Motorsports.
Okay.
Stacy L. Hines.
This is the pickle bar.
Okay. So we're going to the pickle bar.
The flavored pickle bar.
The flavored pickle bar. The number is going to be 314-728-8318. 314-728-8318.
And I'm going to tell you what I like. Give some of those pickles. I'm going to tell you what I've learned about some of those pickles. And this is a witness for me. It's Allah. And Allah is my witness. Some of these pickles that you can taste when you got a cold, it's that one that's spicy, but it's hot. You can take the juice off of those pickles. And Allah talks about the different things in the Holy Quran that heals you. Pickles are very good. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not what you call a pickle lover, but there's certain things that I learned from these pickles. There's really a health issue. It's really about health. It's not just about pickles, but you got sweet and spicy pickles. Help me with this. Kosher pickles, jump in. Sweet and hot.
Okay. We got sweet and spicy. We got kosher pickles. We got sweet and hot garlic. We got turmeric.
Turmeric is real good stuff.
Okay. We got root beer flavor. We got pickled beets.
Yeah, beets. I've never ate beets before, but I'm going to tell you, these beets juice is so good. See, most people don't know. There's certain things they can hear, like carrots. Most people don't know carrots are good for your eyes. Mm-hmm. It's certain things that we don't take, and we don't understand why our body's in the condition. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave it alone. Most of our people are dying because of the food they eat. Mm-hmm. And pay attention to how people are. At one point, our people just wouldn't walk around fat, just straight fat, not doing nothing to work on not being fat. Go ahead. Yes, sir. You ready? Okay, come on. Shoot whatever you got out. Brother Boeski, finish that, reading that out, and then Brother Boeski going to jump on one.
Okay, yep. So we got
cauliflower.
We got cauliflower garden.
What are you doing?
We got mixed spicy. We got watermelon. We got Chicago style mixed mild. We got Caribbean coconut. We got green apple. We got peppermint. We got
the bottom line. You can get okra. You can get fire squad. You can get cinnamon. You get straw. You get whatever you need. The bottom line. You can get pickles. Again, that's the flavored pickle bar. You can go on pickle. I ain't got my glass.
Yep. So we can go online at the flavoredpicklebar.com.
Gmail.
And flavoredpicklebar at gmail.com as well.
That telephone number again is 314-728-8318.
Yes, sir.
Bombay Boeski.
What's happening, y'all? This your boy Bombay Boeski.
Bombay Boeski in
and
the
it's going
house.
down. As you know, this is the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KETZ 1600.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
So look, I want to give a special shout out to two businesses. One is CC Virtuosity.
Don't go so fast. You go too fast,
Oh,
man.
my bad,
I don't take shorthand. You got to remember, everybody probably
See?
slow like Brother Shahid.
C Virtuosity. This is a wonderful woman. Her name is Christine Troupe. She is a administrative assistant, a virtual administrative assistant. She handles scheduling, email / phone support, and she also facilitates a lot of organization for businesses, local businesses, and business owners. Her phone number is 314-942-8548.
You go too fast with them numbers, bro. Please.
Sorry, y'all. It's 314-942-8548, and that is CC Virtuosity. She handles business greatly. And the other business that I want to shout out
And
is
while he's saying it, brothers and sisters, we're giving this information out and we're taking our time. I want you to go visit these businesses. You have to take this time right now to help black folks. Y'all going to throw money away. Throw something to some black folks. I'm sorry.
oh, that's all good. And the final business that I'll be shouting out will be Plush Pal Exquisite.
Plush?
Yeah,
Not
Plush
flush,
Pal.
but plush.
Plush Pal.
Plush pal.
Yeah, so it's it originally started off as a plus size boutique, but now they have all different type of clothing. It is 2280 McKelvey Road in Maryland Heights.
2280.
Now make sure y'all holler at
McKelvey
this lady
Road.
because this my mama.
In Maryland.
So make sure y'all holler at my mama.
We're going to run it back. We're going to run it
Take your
back. We're
time.
going to
No,
run
you
it back.
rushing.
Run it back.
Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. I take it real serious about a mother. On the 19th of this month, I've been lost my mother 15 years, and I take it very seriously. What I want you to do, thank you. I want you to take time and give your mother information. It's one thing about doing somebody else, and that's good. I appreciate you pushing somebody else, but when it comes to your mother, I want you to go over that whole thing one more time.
All right.
This is your mother. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah. So her name is Pamela Williams, and she is
Thank
the
you,
owner.
thank you, Mama
Thank you,
Pamela,
Mama Pamela.
just for sharing your son with us. Thank you, but go ahead.
The name of her store is Plush Pal Exquisite. Once again, that is Plush Pal Exquisite. It is a women's clothing store, and it is on 2280 McKelvey Road, Maryland Heights. It's right next door to the Maryland Heights Recreation Center.
Beautiful.
Stop in. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, and I believe the times are 9 to 6 p.m.
Can you get that number out again?
It is 2280 McKelvey Road
2280 McKelvey.
in Maryland Heights.
And what's that number?
No phone number, just
Okay.
walk-ins. Just come on in, and she can assist you with any style or any fashion that you have any questions about.
Give her an opportunity. The mere fact that she has her son here with us, we're gonna push everybody else. But I've learned a long time ago, bro, don't just come here and don't worry about getting your parents, your mother. It's one thing about being a tablecloth, but don't be the damn dish rag. Go tell me about that.
For sure.
Give
All
out
right.
this last one before
All
we
right,
come
so
back
this
on.
last one we got before we come back on is going to be for Aries Ice Cream Parlor and Cafe. They got breakfast, lunch, coffee, soup, desserts. That location is 5572 Natural Bridge, St. Louis, Missouri, 63120. They can be reached at area code 314-328-2992. And their opening days is from Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Sundays, they're open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Dine in and carry out. Yeah, man.
Again, that's
It's
Aries
nice.
Restaurant, and that's address is 5572 Natural Bridge. Would say Clara Natural Bridge to make it more detailed. Clara Natural Bridge. Let's make sure you run by Aries. And I'm thankful that I have a young brother that's helping me now. And be honest with you, you can go there and to show you how we talk about having black business work together. They also have the pickles. So if you get there and you want to have some of the pickles from the Flavor Pickle Bar, because if all of us start working with each other and every black business start pushing each other, and then you can leave from there after spend your money and go to Natural Bridge, leave from Natural Bridge and Clara, which is 5572 Natural Bridge, and you can go right down to Stephanie Outer Body. You can get your car fixed. If you got any kind of hail damage, any of that kind of stuff, you leave right from there and get that. You can leave right from there and go down to Rodney Scale Service Station, the black-owned service station, dead on the corner. And his ice is colder than white folks' ice. Their ice ain't as cold as this ice. I felt it. I had my gloves on and was saying like, oh, I thought I was anemic. That's how cold his ice is. He got ice there. And then he got gas there. His gas take you farther than white folks' gas. That's how you got to talk to these people. Because you got to remember that when somebody done stole you from, we 9,000 miles and 400 years from home.
Wow.
See, so when you just think, let that sink in. 9,000 miles
And 400
and
years.
400 years from home. Let's say it one more time. 9,000 miles and 400
years away from home.
That's a long time for anybody to be gone. See, so we got to talk like this, brother.
No,
you know,
that's right.
and at the same time, you know, if you're not trying to tap into my young brothers, you should be trying to find out from Brother Steve where he is. How can you learn more about media, the multimedia business, but how can you learn more about, he said from 2017 is when he started, but 2019 is when he really kicked it on off. How did he stay in business for going on 2 to 3 years now? What is he doing? How is he in position now to create a different way that you look at black people? How if he got a swimmer, when they dive into the water, I want him to show how black people are saving people's lives, not just a lifesaver at a swimming pool, but symbolically, whatever they're doing, he created another narrative on how we're saving black people's life. If they're a runner and they're athlete, I want him to show how black people are running, and not only they running a marathon, passing on the baton, but running to try to save our people. I want him to create an atmosphere whereas it ain't we always Bojangles.
Yeah.
Who that Negro on that horse?
Yeah.
Who all those stuff. You know, stepping fast. They used to have a thing called Amos and Andy when I was growing up. And it was always somebody doing some stuff with kingfish and all that old kind of stuff. We got to come out that mindset by you. You, the young brothers, not creating the narrative on how it's going to be and how it's going to look. What was it was yes or no the only way? Do we need to go on? What?
I think we need to go ahead on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wait for you. Okay, so brothers and sisters, we're going to go into one of our last. We got 2 more segments. 2 more? And we've been, am I right, Brother Boeski? Yes, sir. Yeah, we ain't doing nothing without you.
Okay.
We've been hitting a lot of black business. Give me those so I don't forget those.
Okay.
Yeah, we took our time and really pushed them and pushed him too.
Well, let me grab my. I want to talk about the redistricting. Are you on that?
No, we're gonna get on that now. You got You
I
gonna
got
go
a
pick it up?
document.
Okay, yes, sir.
Let me grab.
Brothers and sisters, Mary's going to go get a piece on the redistricting and how important this is. And every 10 years they do this, but I'm going to tell you, what these people do is if you don't watch them, they'll sit and have a map, whereas when they redraw it, it'd be like it was when I was growing up and looking at TV. Black people was never on TV, and if they was on TV, they was being buffoons. Can you imagine there's more black people on the planet Earth than anybody else, and they can make movies and black people would be nowhere in it, an all-white cast, and then call it an all-star cast. How can it be all-star without us there? It couldn't be. But just, you know, when somebody creating a narrative, they can make it seem like and sound like whatever you think they want to say. You know, I always thought about that. How could you do something and do a movie with Tarzan, and then the movie they do a redistricting piece of Mary Bonds are going to talk about now, the redistricting. Districting. Like a districting.
Yeah. Drawing boundaries of lines. Yeah. Like where you live now, what ward is it? Okay, so they're getting ready to draw the boundaries of the 21st ward. That's right. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going to wind up. Yeah. That's why people are interested. Yeah. The aldermen don't know where they're going to wind up.
My ward was the only ward that didn't have an opportunity zone.
Well, that too. Yeah. So we got there are plenty of things. There are plenty of things to be discussed here, but the most important thing to remember.
Hey, way back on
coming back. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right, this next segment is going to be 22 minutes. This is the segment 4. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, St. Louis? Welcome back. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. I'm in the studio with Mr. Anthony Shahid, my main man, and our new compadre.
Yes,
our new compadre.
Man, he hot. He hot.
Is he hot?
Oh, he hot. And he can hang with us too.
Brother Ron, he's the owner of Kingston Kings Amongst Kings Media Group.
Appreciate
and he's
you.
34?
36.
36 years old, got his own company. That black people on the move, and that's what I like. Right. We've been talking about a whole lot of different things today, and we kind of got sidetracked. We didn't really get sidetracked because it was stuff that was important. But we got off our game, so to speak, because we wanted to talk about some of these other things. But the young man that started presenting other issues to us and challenges that we pretty much felt we needed to address, and I thought we did. So
sure.
I'm now on to what's going on. As I had explained to you, every 10 years when the census is complete, they redraw the boundaries in these geographical areas. So that means the boundaries of the city of St. Louis. And what are boundaries? Boundaries are the ward boundaries. In the city, if you live in the city, everybody lives in a ward. Now, the trick is, which ward do you live in? Yes. Yeah. Do you know? Most people don't, but a lot of people do, though. So stay with me. So they're going to redraw the boundaries of the wards in the city of St. Louis. What's interesting about this concept, though, is for the first time, the wards are going to be reduced. Presently, there are 28 wards in the city of St. Louis, 1 through 28. All right. I live in the 3rd ward. Boeski, where do you live?
Ward 21.
I'm 21.
Shahid,
I'm in 21.
Shahid's in Ward 21. Are you a city resident or you county resident?
County.
Okay, so you are in the county. You will be in a council district. All right. So they have a job, a task. There was a proposition passed or an amendment to it was an amendment to the city charter that requires the wards to be reduced from 28 to 14.
That's half.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, not meaning that you're going to lose 14 wards. I mean, the geography of 14 wards, the city will stay the same, but the wards, the way they are drawn now presently, are 28 different little districts. They're going to be reduced. They're going to be combined into 14. So that means at least 2 wards are going to be in each one of these new wards. All right. So that in and of itself, it sounds pretty simple. Why don't they get together and start drawing where everybody going to be, what the wards are going to be? Well, that could be, but you have to put the personalities in it, because every ward has an alderman.
Yes.
So it's 28 aldermen, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now you're going to put at least 2 aldermen in almost every one of these 14 wards. Yeah. So that means the aldermen are going to have to run against each other.
Best man win now.
Yeah, huh?
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna bring out the best.
Yeah, and the plot thickens.
Yeah.
See, now people that used to like each other may not like each other so much now.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring up old dirt. They're gonna be like the Hoover, picking up dirt on people.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is be a game of let's throw somebody under the bus. That's what this is going to be. So the question becomes, who's going to get the dirtiest?
Yes.
You know, who's going to get the ugliest, because they figure that by making you dirty, by making you ugly, you might be the one that the people will be least willing to vote for.
Yeah.
See, because now this is self-preservation is the law of the land. So you have a lot of people that'll probably be very diplomatic about it, but then you're going to have some that are going to be ornery and dirty and use some different kind of tactics. So the other piece to this is not necessarily saying that you got to put 2 aldermen in every ward to make these 14. Some might be 3 aldermen.
Yeah, you're right.
In a race.
Yeah.
It might be 4.
Yeah, ain't no secret.
It all depends on how the people who are responsible for drawing the boundaries, how they feel about these people. Now, they're supposed to do it objectively. Wow. But that can't be done. Yeah. So who is it that they like?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And who is it that they don't like?
But the people who run it here, they're drawing the map too.
Right. Who is it that they want to reward?
Yeah.
And who is it that they want to punish?
Yeah.
So all of these different dynamics come into play in terms of drawing these boundaries, and so it's going to be very interesting. Now, in the county, they're doing the same thing, but in the county, they're not necessarily combining districts. They are redesigning districts, and they are now trying to figure out who's going to be in what district, and what that means. See, so here's the other piece. Don't forget that you got there's race in this equation. All right, in the city's 44% black. So, how many black wards are you going to draw?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many white wards are you going to draw? How many wards with black and white people are you going to draw? You see, so now you got to drill down and start dealing with the specifics of what's going on.
Yes.
In the county, the same thing. There are probably 1 million people that live in the county. All right. Out of that, probably 1.5 million.
Yeah, easy.
And out of that 1.5 million, you got probably about 600,000 black people.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So how are you going to draw those boundaries? How you going to draw those 7 council districts for those people? Now, what happens invariably in these situations is black people are probably looking for districts where we will be able to get more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So out of 14, 7 and 7, well, no, might not want that. We might want to have some districts, wards drawn where it might be more blacks than whites, but racially mixed. Okay. There are going to be some wards where they're going to have all black, predominantly black people in them. There are going to be wards where they're going to have predominantly white people in them. But then there are going to be these racially mixed wards.
Oh, yeah.
You see, so now they're going to try to figure out how do you draw wards where you might be able to, the white people that are presently in office stay in office, or the black people that are presently in office, they stay in office, or are you going to draw them where there's a tilt where the chance of a white person winning is greater than the chance of a black person winning. Okay, so the devil is in the details.
And this is heavy stuff here.
Well,
No, it is.
so in the county, their charter calls for a 14-member bipartisan reapportionment commission. 1 Democrat, 1 Republican from each district, with redrawing the districts based on population shifts recorded in the most recent census. That's what I told you.
We was pushing them census.
A final map needs at least 9 commissioners to approve it. This is in the county. So they're really busy. Right now the water to you seems calm.
Yeah,
but below the surface, they're rushing and pushing and shoving like something.
And the sharks down there.
And sharks down there. Yeah.
Them sharks down
right.
there.
And it all has to be done, I believe, by the 28th of November. Yeah, so it has a short fuse on it. So that means the pushing and the shoving as the days go by is going to get more and more intense.
Some of them might be the turkey.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Some of them might be the turkey.
Well, I tell you what, somebody got to be the turkey. Huh?
It's real obvious if you're going to have 14 people and it's 28 now. 14
now, that's
people.
A city.
Yeah, that's right. Going to bite the dust. I'm clear.
Yeah. Now here, the other piece is like musical chairs. Remember, we played music. You ever played musical chairs?
I don't know nothing about that.
He don't know nothing about this.
He probably seen it, but he ain't played it.
Bombay, you ever played musical
chairs? Come on,
chairs?
let me help you, but Steve, don't fake it.
Huh? You played that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I played it when I was like 8.
Everybody starts out with, you got 7 or 8 people. Everybody starts out with the music playing,
with the left
walking
chair.
around, and with the chairs, and then music stops and everybody's supposed to sit in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this first time everybody get a chair. Right. Second time goes around, they take a chair away. Right. So now instead of having 8 chairs, you got 7. So when the music stops, you got to get in a chair. The person that doesn't have a chair is out. And it's going to keep on going. That's how they're going to get to 14. The 14, they got 14 chairs. And they got 28 people. Now, that's just how it is now. Not to mention the other people that want to run. See, the filing opens, and so people can file for these offices. So, and because the wards are new, and because they're different, you got a lot of people that might be interested this time as opposed to last time. So you might have 3 or 4 new people running in addition to the 2 people or the 2 aldermen that have been confined. So you might have as many as 5 people running.
You're going to have the Temptation song, a ball of confusion.
Ball of confusion.
Sound like gladiator school.
Yeah.
Sound like gladiator school.
Yeah, well, you know, that's why I call it politics.
Yeah.
And so the main thing is for you, the people out there in the listening audience, to try to pay attention to what's going on.
Got to. And we're not here to force y'all to do nothing. We're just giving y'all facts. These are actual facts.
That's right. To try to pay attention to what wards you live in.
Got to.
To try to pay attention to what ward you're going to be drawn in. And then in that ward that you're drawn in, your final ward, who do you want to represent you? Who do you want to represent you? Do you want one of the aldermen that's already in the district that's being drawn to represent you, or one of these new people that are going to come? And the thing about it, now's the time, I call it all in. Everybody that ever wanted to be an alderman, everybody and their mama that ever wanted to be an alderman, now's your time.
Yes.
Now there's no greater time than now. There's no greater time than now.
Shut up.
Because it's all in a disarray. It's a toss-up. Everything is up in the air. So you got just about as good a chance as any to get in here and make a difference. From all y'all that been out there talking about who ain't done nothing, or they ain't gonna do nothing, or he been around too long.
Time for a change.
Time for a change.
Time for a change.
You be the change. You make the difference. Get off the bench and get in the game. Be a player. Huh? Yeah. You want to talk that talk. Now's your time to walk that walk. Huh? Come on now.
Get off the bench and be a player.
That's right. That's right. Quit playing. That's the deal.
Yeah.
It's coming up, and it's coming to a theater near you.
That's right.
Yes, it is. Got to be real about it. Same thing in the county.
Yeah.
Same thing is going on in the county. But the difference in the county is remember, there are just 7 districts in the county. Yeah. As big as the county is, there's still just 7 districts.
And racism out there is live and well, buddy.
Bro, 7 districts in the county.
So
it's a chance to get in there too.
Yeah.
It's a chance. I'm not just talking about the city. If you live in the county, you got a chance to make a difference too, if that's what you want to do. Well, or, of course, as usual, you can just continue to talk about it.
This would be a good time since they're talking about it, Mayor.
Run your mouth. That's all you do. Just continue. Just continue.
Talk.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
This would be a good time since we got their attention on that, especially in St. Louis County, to make sure that they start thinking about how to get Sam Page up out of there. Mm-hmm. Because I'm never going to let off how they played Colonel Troy Dog. See, when you sit and dog black people in front of this radio show here with 1600 Hallelujah with Mayor Bosley and Brother Anthony Shahid and Senator Karla May, we don't let you get that off. And now with Brother Steve here with us too, and help us keep this information out. When you dogging black folks and going behind the scene calling them the N-word and say the Clayton ain't ready for black folks unless they know how to obey. That's why the reason they gave in the movie The Roots, brother named Kunta Kinte, they gave him the name Toby because it means to obey. They don't mind you being out in Clayton as long as you know what to do where I told you and go where I showed you. But if you're going to stand up and question anything that they do, you got a problem. That's when they'll start coming up with how many marbles in the jar. And if you don't know the right number of marbles, you don't
jelly beans.
Or jelly beans. Thank you, Mary. But the bottom line is it's a good time to make sure we're aware of it because don't forget how he played Sister Hazel Irving out there. See, I like to remind people how you dog black folks when you come right
have
back
short
to black.
memories.
Yeah, they got short memories because they like forgiving white folks. You know, they don't, you know, we got to turn the page. Two wrongs don't make no right. God don't like ugly. And then when start telling it to the white folks first, don't keep telling it to me. See, so when they do that kind of stuff on this show, this is what we do. We put information out. I want them to make sure that they get that out. And when you get through with that, my brother, whenever you get through talking about that, go ahead. I want to
Well, I
talk
just
about
want
somebody
to
doing that.
let
No,
people
take your
know.
time. No, we got to get this out. This is important. This is going to make what he's really talking about is what's going to affect your grandkids and your great-grandkids. It's going to affect us, too. But who it's going to affect is your generation, them little young brothers that's under you, that's 14 and 15 years old, that you was asking us how was we living at that age. This is going to, and then it's going to affect the kids that's not even born yet.
And what they're trying to point out in the county is that the census showed that the population in the county just grew by 0.5%. So only 5,000 people additionally moved to the county or became county residents. 5,000 in 10 years. Only 5,000. Wow. Okay. Now, they say, though, according to the census, that there was a shift in the population, that there was a shift that the people that were in, a lot of the folks that lived in North County, North St. Louis County, moved west and moved a little to the south. So the North County area lost population, you see. So whenever somebody, you want to key in off of where population losses occur, because then that gives rise for different drawing of boundaries, you see. So they're saying that the two districts in North County that lost people lost black people. You see what I'm saying? That's code.
That's called work.
That's code for we got to do something about it.
Yeah.
All right. So that means that they might draw, instead of these people that have the two districts that are black, instead of them being two black districts now, they're going to draw them so that they reach out and get more white people.
Yeah. That way we
Which
automatically lose.
which increases the opportunity
For white
for
people.
a white person to win the seat.
And
That's
remember,
right.
they already running that out
Right,
there.
right.
See, out there, you ain't got no 12 and 13 aldermen. You only got 7.
Right.
And right now, Sister Rita,
Rita Days.
Rita Days and them are catching hell. When I tell you they catching hell, and we don't expect them to talk like us. But we do. I don't mind people saying I represent everybody. That's okay. But don't forget black folks. And when they forget them, that's why it's so important that y'all listen to with Mary Bosby. He is a political guru. If anybody know politics, it's Mary Bosby. But that's why when we get you in office and you act like you understand, I'm talking to you, not Wesley Bell. I got to address you when you're bootlicking, but you one of them coons too. Got to address them. We can't cover for somebody that don't take up for black women. I can't cover for them. I'm not going to cover for them. You know, so when they run in for office like that, and I'll say this, and I got to say it, anytime somebody's standing up like Sister Kim Gardner, and black women from all over the country come here to stand up with her, and this head-scratching, foot-shuffling, backdoor knocking Uncle Ben Rice Eden wouldn't come downtown St. Louis just to stand with them. He didn't have to say nothing, just stand there with them. He couldn't be seen because he
I'll even greet them.
Or just greet them. He couldn't show up. See, I can't, one thing I do, and on this show, I'm going to cover white folks and black folks, because some black folks are white folks. And when they standing up there like him, well, I know it's going to turn that time around out fast when we on these bootlickers. But anyway, Wesley Bell, you're going to get the Corner Award, too. You're going to believe that. So, Mary, we got to get it closed out in a minute.
Yeah, well, we need to find that song.
Look at the cones. Oh, yeah, that's a hot song.
We got a song. We got a song that we played from time to time.
And him and Daryl Piggy
That,
can be together.
that's appropriate for times like this.
Hey, we got 30 seconds, Mary. You
It's
got to do it.
appropriate for times like this. It's time for us to go to a break. So you're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show, St. Louis, on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
AM. Keep it on lock. Quit playing. Ho! Ha ha.
Ha.
Nobody's hot like this. Don't nobody talk the way we talk. That's why you got to help us get this out here, bro.
Gotta come
yeah.
back,
They,
It's on the
dog.
way.
they
I'm
wouldn't even
coming.
believe that we get
Yeah.
off like this. And brothers and sisters are listening now.
No, for
and we
sure.
want them to listen.
Yeah.
We want them to understand we love black people.
Yeah.
But we can't have black people to get up there and forget who we are. I don't mind you worrying about everybody. You have to, if you elected for a job. Mayor Bosley was elected for the whole city. But the reason they had a problem with him, he wouldn't forget black folks. He started talking about half, and his wife said, "Excuse me, we told y'all 25 and 5, and then that was too much."
Right.
That's what they used to say. 1 is enough, 2 is too many, and 3 is an odd number.
That's right.
What is you talking about doing this much for
Yep.
black folks? And you talking about doing affordable housing?
Yep.
You talking about coming here talking about working with you and Bertha Gilkey talking about public housing and talking about home ownership.
Ownership.
Is you don't
Right.
know? I remember.
Park Square Village.
I can't help that I don't have amnesia.
Yeah.
And I got problems with Negroes that have amnesia and forgot how they got there and get their head stuck up in the white man's behind them. When they pop out, they got ring around their white shirt collar.
My mama said, she said, what does because she owned properties all around too. She said, what does the redistricting, how does that assist the city of St. Louis?
How does it assist it? Well,
Like pros or cons.
well, I've always thought, I have a different line of thought on this, but I always thought there's too many elected officials. There's too many aldermen. I mean, when I was in the 50s, the city of St. Louis had 850,000 people.
Yeah, that's
in it.
heavy what he's gonna say.
850. Now we're down to 330. But with,
hear that,
in
Steve?
the 50s,
Say that again.
the
I'm sorry.
850,000.
1950.
And we had 28 aldermen.
In 1950.
So now we're down to 300,000 and still got 28 aldermen. So I have long thought we need to reduce the size of it. So I am for this, whether people agree with me or not. I think we need to reduce it. I think it's too many of them. All right? I think it's too many of them. So I think that by reducing it, it will give us an opportunity to build a greater consensus. It will give us an opportunity to move a little faster. It's easier to move with 14 than it is with 28. With 14, your magic number is 8. With 28, your magic number is 15. So what I'm saying is, in order to pass something
got to
in the
always have
Board of
15
Aldermen
votes.
right now, you need 15
got that,
votes.
yeah.
All right. When it's done with the new way, when it's done, in order to pass something, all you'll need is 8. All right. I think that's a good equation, and I think that it'll be fair, and I think that it should work to the city's advantage.
So what's the con? What's the con?
Well, that the con of it is, who's drawing it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the con. Whenever you see, right? In theory, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Is it a cartographer drawing it, or
No, no damn cartographer. It's the alderman, the president of the board of Aldermen. They're not gonna give up that power. They're gonna reserve the right to draw the boundaries.
So then,
So-
so then it goes back to the popularity contest.
Absolutely, and
It goes back to this.
it's self-serving.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
right? So you're gonna draw wards that may include people that are more loyal to you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you may want to punish people that are not.
And then I get to thinking about like the different wards that are in like good school districts and
Right.
like closer to like the different businesses that bring in the most money around in them areas. They suck them up, and then those wards get
Listen to him.
He's sharp.
they
he
get
on
more
it.
money, and then the ones with the lesser value they get exercised.
Well,
Wow.
Brother, we need you, and brothers and sisters,
Sheesh.
while y'all listening, now you understand why we need young brothers like him. It don't take him long. He's not a
Figure it
rocket
out.
scientist, but he done figured it out already. And if we can get young brothers to keep helping us put this information out, the problem is we only gonna be here so long. And what we're doing is we don't care if they're from Harrisville College. That's what we pushing. We don't care if they're from St. Louis Public School. I give a shout out right now to Sister Sonia. What's her name? Alicia?
Sanye.
Sanye. Sister, 25 years old, who came on this
Board
show.
of Education.
Board of Education. And she is so, she's a cherub, but she's so intelligent. She's young. We want to give y'all a chance. Dr. Joyce came on with her too, who's the president of the board, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's like us. We're talking about young people. You have an opportunity to come on in and show us what we don't have going on and help us. You see, we the real brothers now.
No, I'm with it.
But we need you to help us with this marketing piece, the things that you get. We should have tens of millions of people listening to us.
Yeah.
These people, this should be the talk
We got to
of
get
the
to
world.
another level.
I'm with it.
And that's what we need you. But if you do it this week and I'll see you next week, when I see you in the street, I'm just,
No, look.
Well,
I'm
locked
talking about
in.
every week.
Good.
Well,
I'm snitching. His office right down the street.
hey, well,
No, we locked in for
You
sure.
can walk here.
No, my office is literally. I left my office and got here in 3 minutes.
Oh, that's
Okay.
beautiful.
I'm right up the.
And that's what
literally,
we
I'm
need.
well, you're
locked
telling on yourself now.
Hey, look,
Help,
I ain't hiding.
Well, and see here, and see the listeners out there, they gonna call you in the question and say, "What happened to that guy
Yeah.
who
Nah,
said he
I'ma
was
be
3
there.
minutes away?"
Nah,
look,
for
look,
sure.
now look at that camera good so
Well,
they can see. Put, hey,
But
Bombay, put it
they gonna
on.
say, "What happened to that guy?"
Now look so you can see that you got right on you.
They gonna say, "What happened to that guy, Bob?" Because see, people come
I
up
ain't
to us
going
all the
nowhere.
time. They come
They
up to
sure
us all
do.
the time and
All
talk
the
to us
time.
about the show,
Yeah, that's
and they gonna say, "How about that guy that was on there with you the other day?"
Who's the young brother with the Burberry?
Hey,
Yeah,
they gonna be asking about you.
Brothers,
dope, that's dope.
Again, and we're not doing we don't do no begging, but we're saying
No.
we're pleading to you in such a way. We want to get information out to black people, especially our youth.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest things they're concerned about is when the youth
Yeah.
tap into this here. See, they don't have, that's why in doing the movie The Godfather, if you look at the book or you read the book, he always show you a puppet on a string.
Yeah.
And he said what he refused to do is have somebody have him to move his shoulder up and down. That's why they get that monkey talk from.
Yeah.
They never let us look a black man in the eye. Like me and you look in the eye.
Yeah.
So you have to keep your head down, and when he says something, you hump your shoulder. So then they turn around and say, we monkeys, because they told us not to look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Don't speak like you uppity.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be like you ignorant or you retarded. So it's show, turn your head back and
Y'all
forth.
know what that is?
That's Clay's. Is that brother Clay's or Clay's
Brother
brother?
Caesar, he got the warehouse on, and then he do the drum line with Sumner.
Okay, I'm just about sure that's
He a
who.
nigga too.
Okay,
He interested in coming on the show.
Okay, well, we'll talk
let's
about
go. Yeah, let's go and close this on down
Yeah.
now, and then whatever we need.
it.
To do.
Absolutely.
Brothers and sisters, thank you for being so patient with us. We're gonna close it on out. I want to make a few announcements, if I can get a few.
Also, we got the
We're
last
gonna
2 minutes.
Huh?
Also,
Oh.
we have a boxer who's interested in coming in. He just went pro. He's from St. Louis, and
What's his
he
name?
is 9-0 right now.
Somebody
his
told me
name?
about him.
His name Brandon Martin.
Yeah, somebody just told me about the young brother. Okay, that's good.
Just went pro, and he done knocked out everybody that he fought.
Anybody we can push
Who's
this
it?
young.
What
that's
weight
doing
class
something.
is he in?
And he loves Devin.
Let me see, I weigh
He said Devin is one of his heroes.
I weigh 221, so I think he a little bit under me. Whatever that would be. I think it's light heavy.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
We got to
close
do some
on out.
final section.
This is the
Final
last-
segment.
Yes.
What did you have?
I want to give a condolence to somebody. I got Brother Trope has been feeding the homeless brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's really been doing that. I'm just going to hit these and kind of keep on going with it. If I can just get a couple of minutes and knock this on out. Reginald Clemens is in Saki's paper. They've been talking about this brother for the longest. I don't have it already opened up. This brother here, they've been fooling with him since the Chain of Rocks. This goes way back. This is old. This is but the Chain of Rocks. Something.
Like the Chain of Rock,
Bridge.
Carnival?
You remember that?
Flag?
You remember that?
Nah, my mom
You don't know. Yeah, I gotta say he too
I used to
young.
live in the Chain of Rocks apartment, and at the time when I lived over there, used to be like a whole bunch of little random carnival stuff over there when I was growing up. And my aunt used to be like, "Yeah, Jay, this used to be the old Six Flags." I'm like,
Well,
"What?"
the real Chain of Rocks was up on the top.
Sure
On the
was.
top, right? It's apartments over there. Now.
And you used to live up there?
Yeah, actually.
What area are we talking about?
Well, over Riverview,
Oh, okay.
by the waterworks.
Okay.
Well,
But we cutting down, Brother Bombay.
Crazy, yeah. All right, ready to go for the last.
Let's do it.
Ready, Brother Steve?
Let's do it.
Quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show on KTZ 1600 AM. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined by Brother Anthony Shahid.
I love you, man.
And Brother Steve Roan.
Appreciate
and
it.
we've been having some
Appreciate
pretty
you.
good conversation, lively. So we got only about 10 minutes left. So we just
King
kind of like
amongst
wrap
kings.
up time.
Yes,
Kings
sir.
amongst kings.
Yes.
Brother, if I can, I just want to give a shout out to Brother Talib Muhammad, who's been for the last 10 years feeding no less than 300 people per week. He don't do it to be known, but just wind up hitting national media, and Minister Farrakhan wanted to really put it in the Final Call newspaper. But it was in November the 2nd's edition, November the 2nd, Brother Talib Muhammad. This brother takes it real serious about feeding people. I love what Reverend Rice does, and we support him. But just so happen we have a brother this time. Whoever's feeding people, we're not making that an issue. We're making an issue about making sure, not just during this time. We know during the holiday season you're going to feed people. But this brother don't just wait for this time or during Ramadan. He feeds people all year round. So I want to give a shout out to Brother Talib Muhammad at Mosque 28 at 5967 West Florissant. I want to give a shout out to the Reverend Pastor Gainey, who's always feeding every Saturday. If you want to be fed, go to Pastor Gainey's church right down from Muhammad's Mosque. Muhammad's Mosque is 5967 West Florissant, but he's 5925 West Florissant. Pastor Gainey every Saturday around 10 o'clock to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't care if it's rain, sleet, snow, and hell. This brother's there, and I have the greatest respect for him. Also early this week, I was with Brother John Muhammad, and they did something.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. They did a powerful piece Wednesday, and I was really caught off guard. I got just a couple of agencies. One of them is called Clean Slate. They pay up to, if your bill is $750, you pay 25% of it. They take care of everything along with your past due.
On what?
On your this was the electric. This was really deep here. They got another program that they had so many groups that was there today. That day, particular day, that Wednesday, and one was called Low Income Home Energy. Now, this home energy, it breaks down to LIHEAP. LIHEAP. When I tell you the stuff that they're doing, now I can only give you the number because of the short time we have, but I was really impressed. You know, some of them was concerned about if they came right there today, if their bills are going to be paid. It's a process when you get there because they got to make sure you got all your information there and how far back you are. But what I've seen between them and Mike McMillan with the Urban League, I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed. It's not no regular stuff. That telephone number for low income home energy assistance program is 1-855-373-4636. Again, that number is 1-855-373-4636. And another one that really blew my mind is spelled SAFHR, Mary. This is for your rental. And when I tell you that they paying most of the rent, your back rent, I'm not going to try to explain it because I can't explain it. All I know is they're doing it. I sit there and watch them. I sit there and listen, but I believe they can explain better than anybody. But if you're behind on your rent and you need some a Missouri rental assistance or anything dealing with your rent, you call 833-541-1599. Again, that's 833-541-1599. And last announcement I like to give out is I like to give our condolence out, married to a brother by the name of Ronell Burns. He did a lot with, what is that agency called where they do, should have had it right in front of me, with insurance. One of the biggest ones that they
Prime
do.
America.
Prime America, thank you, Mary. I don't know why I didn't have that note right here, but Prime America, and he was really what you call a six figure. He was making big money.
Yeah.
And he was one of the top brothers there. I'm not going into what happened. All I'd like to do is offer condolence to him. And then also
They moved to
this one-
Atlanta,
They
didn't they?
moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm not sure what happened. I'm not here on that 1600. Like to give our
Something
condolences
tragic.
to him, knowing that they have 8 children.
It had 8 people.
They had 8
kids?
children. I
Oh,
think
didn't know
5
that.
originally, and 3 maybe by his wife. But I'm giving condolences to him, to the whole entire family. Whatever it is, it's tragic. And, I tell people, when y'all get on these internets and radio shows like this and television shows where everybody's watching us, remember, people have children. Yeah. And remember, you have children. And I would hate to put some things out and, we do it. I don't do that. When we get on this show here, 1600, Hallelujah, Mary Bosley, Freeman Bosley Senior Junior Show, we
don't get into the muck.
We don't get off into that. We give our condolences. So, again, that's my condolences. Mary, I'm going to flip it back to you.
Yeah. I just found this out tonight. It just happened tonight, and that is...
you mean last week, tonight, today?
Well, my Masonic brother, one of my top Masonic brothers, Carl Reed, died.
Wow.
Condolences.
Yes.
Carl Reed was
right.
Worshipful Master of Albert Holman, Lodge 179. Carl Reed inducted me and my father was one of the inductees of me and my father into the Masonic Order. We are both members of Albert Holman, 179. Carl Reed inducted us into the Prince Hall Shrine.
Okay.
Shriners. He was probably one of the most knowledgeable men about Freemasonry.
Yes.
Probably in this 4 or 5 state area. Carl Reed was the guy.
Wow.
He was a devout, strong, and loyal supporter of the lodge, and he'll be sadly missed. He meant a lot to all of us who are members of the Masonic Order and the Shrine, and he will be sadly missed, but he will not be forgotten by a long shot, because he did so much. He was, all the way up until he got sick. He had stage 4 cancer. Still working, still trying, still doing it, still pushing and shoving, Carl Reed, there's just so many things. Maybe we can get somebody from the Shrine or from the
maybe
Freemasonry to come on and talk about Carl Reed, because he truly deserves a real tribute.
I love when they say
our organization.
They say you can't give what you haven't received.
Yeah.
And I love that. So our condolences go out to Carl Reed's family. We will reach out to someone. We'll get our secretary to reach out to somebody from Lodge 179 or wherever they can come to give a proper history of legends, because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
If we don't pass it on, that's why it's called masonry. Those are stones that build. I learned from Brother Sultan. I don't know too many people that know masonry on the level of Brother Sultan. Most people don't know that, but masonry is very powerful. And you can do a lot of things. A lot of people respect the Masons on certain levels. It's a certain way that you can signal, and they definitely know.
Oh, yeah.
So, and Mary, I want to get one other thing out, because we're always pushing this every second Thursday and fourth Thursday from 6 o'clock to 7:30. You got some brothers that will recall, we keep us safe. Power Builders meet us, and they're located at 3108 North Grand, 3108 North Grand. That's every second and fourth Thursday. Anybody that can do anything that's working with our community, we're going to push it. 1 out of every 3 blacks are being incarcerated, they say. That telephone number for them is 314-328-9838, 314-328-9838. Brother Steve, help us push this program. Anything you can help us before we take it out?
Yeah.
Can you?
I just want to give another special shout out to you and Mayor Bosley for allowing me to
thank you, Allah.
come on the show and
we
give
enjoyed having
my
you. We
input.
really did.
And he
I
had
see y'all next week.
us thinking, didn't he, man?
And
Had us going deep.
And I'm gonna be here next week. Let's start this voyage.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, and I can be reached on Instagram at King KING amongst Kings Media Group. Yeah. So
say it again.
and that's King amongst Kings Media Group.
I just want to know if anybody out there got a hot water bottle.
Yo, I'm staying away from it.
Why you always going? Why you keep doing that, man?
You know,
We be doing good
I
until
think
he do
about
stuff.
things that we have that we should still have, and a hot water bottle is one that's a memorable thing. So we're done.
So it's not
Catch
time
us
out?
every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on KTZ 1600. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
It's the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show. Keep it on lock. Quit playing.
Hey.
So, brothers and sisters, you heard the entire taping that we did. We did the whole entire program. We were honored today by a young brother, a superstar, a legend, that we're praying that would come here and take the baton on, because all we can do is pass it to him. But he got to run to make us win and not run backwards. Sometimes when they play cards, they got a game called giveaway. We don't expect him to give up nothing to take everything. That's what we expect. You come in and impregnate our young brothers and sisters the way he did us. Now you got to see him do what certain animals do. They come and eat food, but they come back and regurgitate so the other animals can eat off of it.
That's a blessing.
Birds do that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's going to be closed. Now, we're not closed off yet. We're still live.
Okay.
The radio program is ended.
Okay.
But until he cut that off and then cut mine off, you live. And now you live. Ain't nothing dead here. Ain't no cemetery here. I can tell you that now.
Well, we got it. Let's keep it.
You like that?
Yeah.
Get us constructive criticism. What do we? I mean, the world can hear it. Tell us what we need to do to make this better.